সো হ্যালো এভরিওয়ান, কি অবস্থা সবার? আশা করি সবাই অনেক ভালো আছো। আবারও তোমাদের মাঝে ফিরে আসলাম। ইটস মি দুর্জয় গেমিং। আজকে ফ্রি ফায়ার স্পোর্টস ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপ নকআউট পর্বে আমাদের টিম বাংলাদেশ আরএসকে অফিসিয়াল অংশগ্রহণ করবে। সো তোমাদের কি মনে হচ্ছে, আরএসকে কি আজকে তাদের সেরাটা দিয়ে খেলতে পারবে? আর অল্প কিছুক্ষণের ভিতরে আমাদের শুরু হয়ে যাবে স্পোর্টস ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপ 2025 নকআউট ডে 3। হ্যাঁ ভাইয়া, আর্জেন্টিনা যে প্রথম ম্যাচ হেরে কামব্যাক করে ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপ জিততে পারে, আর এসকে পারবে, শুধু একটি ধৈর্য। অবশ্যই ভাই, আমরাও এটাই চাই যে আর এসকের কাছে আমাদের যে প্রত্যাশা আকাঙ্ক্ষা সেটা যেন তারা পূর্ণ করে। তারা হচ্ছে বাংলাদেশের গর্ব। মাই হাবিব, থ্যাংক ইউ ভাইয়া, অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ। সবাই স্টিমে জলদি জয়েন হয়ে যাও, আর কিছুক্ষণ পরেই কিন্তু আমরা দেখতে পারবো স্পোর্টস ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপ নকআউট ডে 3। আমাদের সেইখানে কিন্তু বাংলাদেশের গর্ব আরএইচকে অফিসিয়াল টিম রয়েছে। হ্যালো হ্যালো ইমরান, হ্যালো। এইটা গেমিং মিন্ত্রণী, এটা আমার ছোট ভাইয়ের আইডি।
হ্যাঁ বল বল, ডিসকর্ডে ঢুকছি।
কই ডিসকর্ডে তুই?
ঢুকছিলাম, বেরো আছি।
কেন?
তো কেউ নাই তো ডিসকর্ডে।
ডিসকর্ডে কেউ নাই? এই ইয়ে নিয়ে আয় নাহিদ মাল।
মালবানি কই আসবনি? তোর ডিসকর্ডের এই জিনিসটা যদি লক না করিস তাহলে ডিসকর্ডে ঢুকে লাভ নাই।
আরে ভাই, ডিসকর্ডে সব অফ। ডিসকর্ড এখন পুরোপুরি একদম হিট।
হয় না ওই একই জিনিসই দেখায়, কোনো কিছু দেখায় না, জাস্ট খালি ওই এইটা বসে থাকে।
ওটা স্ক্রিনশট দিয়ে আমারে পাঠাস, আমি ডেভেলপারে দিয়ে দিব।
ওই যে মাল দেখ গ্রুপে দিছে, স্কট গ্রুপে দেখ দিছে।
কখন? মাত্র?
আরো আগে। যে তখন যে জয়েন হইতে পারতেছিল না।
ওটা কি স্টার্ট হয়েছে
কোনটা?
লাইভ?
না ওটা এখনো শুরু হয় না, 11 মিনিট না 12 মিনিট দেখলাম। দেরি আছে ওটাতে, যেমন পরে ছিল।
তাহলে চ ম্যাচ খেলি,
এক দুইটা
দেন
ম্যাচ
ওটা
খেলবো।
শুরু হইলে আমরা সবাই যারা আছে আমাদের সাথে আমরা সবাই একসাথে দেখবো।
চিকো বন্ধ হয়েছে।
দে বিয়ার স্টার্ট দে।
এই তো
হ্যাঁ বল।
কি অবস্থা তোর?
এই তো আলহামদুলিল্লাহ। কল দিছিলি তখন?
হ্যাঁ, দুপুরবেলা কল দিছিলাম, এমনিই দিছিলাম।
আরে জারামি করতেছিলাম, ওই যে তোর হলো ইয়ে ডুও টু টা না, এমনি বসে থেকে অবজার্ভ করতেছিলাম। আমার স্ক্রিন শেয়ারে তো এই জন্য তো আমার কল।
গুয়াতে গুয়াতে আর সাথে কিসের গ্রুপ খুললো মাত্র?
নিশ্চয় গ্রুপ।
চেক ওরা আবার গেমিং করতে বলা।
হ্যাঁ ভাইয়া এইখানে লাইভ হবে, এইখানে লাইভ হবে।
মেন আইডি অ্যাড দিছে। হ্যাঁ
মাই হাবিব ভাই, বংশের পরিচয় এখানে কেন?
It was a nightmare being stuck on the island. But
তোমরা সবাই তোমাদের ফেভারিট টিম আরএসকে কে সাপোর্ট করো, বেশি বেশি সাপোর্ট করো, যাতে তারা সেরা একটা কামব্যাক দিতে পারে।
বাংলাদেশের একটা দিয়ে দাও।
হ্যাঁ
আদি তোর থেকে এত বয়স আছে কি লিগা?
কি হইছে?
ওখান থেকে প্রোগ্রাম
বাম নিরামন হইলো।
ভাব নিল।
পরে কই যে ওখান থেকে বেশি সাউন্ড।
ভাই বলে জানা নামা, বলে জানা নামা, ইমরান নামা নামা নামা।
I don't know where we are, but I'll get us out of here, Kelly.
আমি
I promise.
টপ করো, তোমার একটা সাউন্ড দাও। মাই তো বাবার লগে আর রাষ্ট্রীয় লগে লাগছে।
Heads up.
খুব
Enemy dropping
দেখলো
close.
ক্রিয়েট করলো, বাট আমি দিই তো নাই দিই।
বাবার লগে
প্লেয়ার নামে
দেখে দেখতে পারতেছে।
মাইন কেজি উপরে গেলাম রে।
Got a gun.
এমন সময় স্টার্ট দিছি, গেম দেখ মনে কি এরিয়া দেখ।
তরকারি ছাদের উপরে একটা প্লেয়ার আছে।
আরে ছাদের উপর থেকে ম্যাক সেভেন দা যাতায় মারছে। নিজ দিতে পারবো না বন্ধু, মারো সেটা। আরে ভাই তোমরা তো কি আমার কাছে ম্যাক সেভেন।
আরে বেটা কোন যা লেগ দিতেছে।
Double kill.
আমি প্যারা ফেল পাইছি, এখনো এই পাই নাই স্নাইপার। এ ভাই কেউ স্নাইপার পেলে আমারে দেও।
I need equipment.
নাকি ভাই?
স্নাইপার আরেকটি স্নাইপার ধরা যাও।
জি ভাই, আপনি কি টিম নাকি ভাই স্নাইপারে?
এই ও ইসি কুহু লাল।
কি কো বন্ধু, তোমার লাগে প্লাস
বাঁচা আমার ভাই তো ইন্দা।
ব্যাগে আয়।
এই সাইডে থাকো। নাইস। এই যার একটা
ওয়াল্লাহি বাতা আমার কাছে তো অল নেই দেখতে রেড করলাম
ধরো এটা ইমরান মার্কেটের স্কোয়াডে শেষ
এ ভাই কি হলো এটা
Resources here.
কই কই আসতেছে
এই খেলা যাচ্ছে দুইয়া
কি রে ভাই বেস্ট পামু না
ভাই এখানে লাইভ শুরু হবে এখানে খেলা হয় স্টার্ট হওয়ার সাথে সাথে এখানে শুরু হয়ে যাবে লাইভ
ক্লাব শুনে
Need equipment.
কিরে মরে না কেন
ভাই তুই উঠতে কেটে দে আমার তুই এটা চালা
একটা আমি ফিনিশ দিছি
Triple
আমার মাইকে তো
kill.
সাউন্ড হয় না তো ওই যে চিকো ভাইয়ের মাইকে তো সাউন্ড হয় ইমরান ভাই
ইমরান 77
খারাপ
একটা ডাউন
পুরো কয়টা মারছি আরে
শেষ।
এটা তিনটা মারছি ভাই তিনটা মারছি তারপরে মরে নাই
Quadra kill.
তোর গুয়ায় কি কই তোর পিছনে আগুন জ্বালায়
Thanks.
এ ভাই এটা অমনি আইছে বন্ধুকে ধন্যবাদ দিই
ছিল না তো এইজন্য
আমারও বেস্ট না নাই একটা আর্সেনাল কি কিনবো
কেন
Need equipment.
দাঁড়া আমি কিনে নিয়ে আসি ভাই এইখানে লাইভ হবে
লাইভ স্টার্ট হয় না এখনো আরেকটু লেট
লাইভ শুরু হওয়ার মাত্রই এখানে লাইভ শুরু চালু করে দেব আমরা
Go for the arsenal.
কি রে আর্সেনাল কিনলাম তুই চলে গেলি কেন তুই বললি আর্সেনাল নিয়ে আয়
আসতেছি তো টক্কর দিলাম
উপরে কি প্লেয়ার আছে
আমি তো হয় না
আমার বাইরে সিঁড়ির উপরে পোলাপান বসে রয়েছে ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড নয়েজ গেলে বলিস তো তাহলে এই যে দরজাটা আছে ওটা আটকাই দিব
ও বাবরের ছবি পাইছি ঠিকো ঠিকো
ঠিক আছে
Arsenal.
বাবরের ছবি পাইছি ও বাবা
ছবিটা আমার ঠিক আছে
না আমার কাছে ছিল না
আমি ছবি কালেক্ট করছি যখন আমার যখন লাগছিল না
হ্যাঁ
তখন আমি সব কালেক্ট করছি সব
এ বিশাল আমি লাইভ করতেছি তো একটু সাউন্ড আস্তে করো হ্যাঁ
আরে বেটা কি লাগছে
আলাদা আমার কিনবো
এই হিটলিশ মার
মারে
তা নাইলে প্লেয়ার খুঁজে পাবো না
ঠিক বন্ধু মারো তো
পিসি লই প্লেয়ার তাড়াতাড়ি শেষ হয়ে যাবে
Hitless mission accepted.
ভাইয়া খেলা 7টায় শুরু হবে এখানে আমরা দিয়ে দিব খেলা শুরু হওয়া মাত্রই এই প্লেয়ার ডাউন খাও না ডাউন
বাড়তেছে নিচেটা
আরে ওই জম্পু করে
আরেকটা আইছে ডাউন
আমার লাগছে তারে
এ রাইটে প্লেয়ার নাইস
স্নাইপার নাই গানে
ওদের লাস্ট প্লেয়ার ছিল এখানে 3টা মারা হইলো
আরে লাস্ট টাইমে এগুলো অন্য স্কোয়াডের প্লেয়ার আমার কি খেলা দিতে ওরা
অন্য স্কোয়াডের প্লেয়ার কি লিখে দিয়েছে এই লাল হইছে এই সাইডে আসো এই সাইডে
Capturing the revival point.
নাইস
এইসব প্লেয়ার লবে প্লেয়ার না মারতে হলে কি করবে
ভাই আমার কাছে দিতাম কি মেসেঞ্জার থেকে
Enthusiast মারতো
দাঁড়া
ও
আমার
আছে কয়টা
আমার
আরে
কাছে আছে।
আদি ইমার হিটলিস মার
This
দিতে
mission
পারে না
accepted.
তুই যাই
সামনে সামনে সামনে
এ পিসি লবিতে সব মারা জায়গা হয় বুঝি নাই
এই জন্যই তো পিসি লবিতে মাইনাস হয় না।
এই লেগে তো পিসি লবিতে তো এই জন্য তো পিসি লবিতে ইমরান ভাই খেলে
তোর হিটলিস গায়ে বাইরে
ওই মোকো দেখো এক শট দেওয়া আছে।
ও ইন মাইরা ভাগছে কর্নারে দাঁড়া আছে আদি তো নিয়ে নেবে
আবার হিটলিশ মারো।
বলে আসলে লাভ হলো
ভাই আর এসকের খেলা ঠিক সন্ধ্যা 7টায় শুরু হবে, আমাদের এইখানে আপনারা দেখতে পারবেন।
This mission accepted. Head to the vending
yes, yes.
machine.
তোর লগে প্লাস
Who I found.
মারছি।
আরে
হিটলিশ কত দূরে বন্ধু?
বহুত
আজকে কি আমরা পারবো হিটলিশকে পেটাতে?
হিটলিস গেছে চান
Head to the vending machine.
চলো পাকড় চালেকো লঞ্চ প্যাড কেন?
ভালো কথা মনে করছি
Need money for items.
ওই ডাউন
হের আগে বলবে না, আমি তো আইরিশ মারছি।
আরে না হিটলিস আছে হিটলিস এই যে আইডিয়া
মার হিটলিশ এক শট দেওয়া আছে, মার চালেকো। ও আমার ড্যামেজ সেরা। প্লেয়ার নামে
ও এই জায়গায়
এই যে কেবল নামছে।
তোমা
Hit him with thrill of battle.
আরে লং থেকে একটা প্লেয়ার মারছে আমারে। এই নামাই দাও, লং থেকে একটা প্লেয়ার মারছে, আমি খেয়ালই করি না। আরে
রুম থেকে কেমন করে
ওই পিছনে পিছনে ডিগ্রি 300 285 বা 300 এরকম দেখ।
I don't know where
ও
we
দূর
are,
করে
but I'll get us
ওই
out of
সাইডে
here, Kelly. I promise.
ওই আমারে মারছে।
এই মাই তো আমার হিটেল দিস না, আমি হয়ে গেলাম ইংলিশ না
আল্লাহ এডব্লিউ ডুল হেডশট ভাই ইমরান ভাই
Help me.
কেমন আছে
ওই যে তোমার বামে তোমার বামে তোমার বামে তোমার বামে
আরে পাথরের কভারে রাইটে রাইটে দেখ, পিছনে তোর নিচে তোর নিচে তোর নিচে ডিগ্রি ডাব্লিউ নিচে দেখ, দেখ ওইখানে।
যাও না একটু সামনে যাও ইমরান ভাই রাইটে দিয়ে হ্যাঁ এদিকে যাও এই যে এদিকে
মার, মার, মার।
এই যে
কি রে
না ভাই সবই হেডশট ইমরান ভাই কেমনে কি
গুলি লাগে না বলে
এ দুর্জয় ভাই গুলো দিয়ে দাও আমারে ঠিক হবে আর কিন্তু নেট নাই ভাই দেখা দিও ডাবল আমার কাছে
হয়তো দেখতেছি ডাউন
ও ভাই ডাবল
Killing spree.
আমারে বলে হেডশট মারা
জোনে আয় জোনে আয়।
যাইতে পারবি নাকি নিয়ে গেল
না লঞ্চ প্যাড রাইটে ড্রপ ম্যাক্স করে।
ওই যে এর সুপের পুরো বসে আছে
Yeah.
Capturing the defense airdrop. Need equipment.
তোমার লুটটি দিও না, তুমি দাঁড়ায় থাকো এক জায়গায়।
Skill on cooldown.
প্রায় মরে না।
Killing spree.
আবার ওয়াল শেল।
হবে পিছন থেকে বলে মারতো কিল দাও বাবা।
কি হলো এটা? কই থেকে মারলো? এই সাইড থেকে আরেকজন। বাহ, সেরা।
আরে কয়েক জায়গায় এই জায়গায়
এখানে গেলে প্লেয়ার আর প্লেয়ার।
এই শুরু হয়েছে নাকি?
দেখ শুরু হয়েছে কিনা।
7টায় শুরু হইব, 7টায় ডাইরেক্ট একদম কাটা।
আমি তো জানি 7টায় শুরু হবে।
আমিও তো জানি 7টায় শুরু হবে।
তো আবার বারবার জিগাইতেছে কি শুরু হইছে না?
ইয়া, লাইভে সব দেখা গেল রে পূজা।
এটা
না, আগে পূজা তুমি ফোন রেখে ওয়াশরুমে গেছিলা, লাইভে সব দেখা গেল।
কেমনে তুই কি ইয়ে দেখাইতেছিস না? টিয়ার দেখাইতেছিস?
হ্যাঁ, এই যে স্যাটারডে ও লিখছে যে ওয়াশরুমে গেছিলাম, এসএমএস দেখি নাই, এই জন্য বললাম। সো গাইস, সবাই তোমাদের ফেভারিট টিমকে বেশি বেশি সাপোর্ট করো, যাতে তারা অনুপ্রাণিত হয়, উৎসাহিত হয়, এবং আমরা তাদের কাছ থেকে যে প্রত্যাশাটা করতেছি যে তারা একটা ভালো কামব্যাক নিয়ে ফিরে আসবে, এটাই যেন হয়। এই জন্য তোমরা বেশি বেশি সাপোর্ট করো তাদেরকে। চ আরেকটা ম্যাচ খেলি।
ম্যাচ খেলা হবো না, অলরেডি
তাহলে কি চালু করে দিব?
দিতে পারো।
তাহলে ডিসকর্ডে আসো।
আয়
ঠিক আছে, এ পূজা খেলো তাইলে, লাইভে রয়েছি।
Last moment to themselves to have their
need that that aggression as well to undermine the mindset of the opposing teams.
Well, I agree with you, and I have high expectations in R7 too, R7, Los, and I think Falcons. They're kind of, you know, they are still chasing. I mean, they want to keep the trophy in their shelf, so they will show a great show. They will show a great play for us today. I hope so.
Well, let's see if they can keep that trophy, because I know everyone else wants it. Now we do have our Kidia top plays ready to go, so let's have a look and see what were our best plays on our day 2 matches. And gentlemen, ladies, we did have some really exciting matches yesterday because, of course, Group B, again, we keep saying it, they had to basically play their absolute best yesterday because it was their last chance to grab those points.
Absolutely. I think, you know, big standouts in terms of some of these plays. You might notice that Loss is going to be part of a majority of them. However, I did notice, I mean, between me and Raja, in the back we were talking about, like, yes, LOS is getting a lot of points. Why are they taking out other Latam teams? What's going on?
Yeah, I guess it's because you did mention there, Raja, that, and even in the video coming from both teams, it is a rivalry between them. And I don't think it would stop because they're just an EWC and introduced with other regions. I think they want to deal with that here and then the rest of the teams as well.
Well, I think Fluxo, it's kind of rival of Lowe's, and I think they need to like pray to, to the bottom teams do not make so much points to like put them out of the top 12, you know. So they need to pray a lot. I will pray for them, and we have like such a big crowd, and I think maybe this can work, you know. But we need to see. We need to see what the bottom teams will prepare for us.
Well, I would love to see some surprises coming out from our bottom teams. We do
ওইটাই
have
শোনা
a
যাইতেছে,
bunch
ওই
of
sound-ই আছে
reactions
just.
ready to go as well. Let's see some of the
না, না।
evolution that is happening on the main
ওটা
stage.
sound কমা দে,
Obviously,
ওটা
we're going to be
শুনতে
seeing a
পাচ্ছি না।
variety on the screen, right? We see despair, we see excitement, we see happiness, we see determination. If you're going to
আমাদের
make it to
sound-ই
that
কম,
next
ওদের
stage, you
sound-ই
can't
বেশি।
really afford to let your emotions just run haywire, Neptune.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that is one thing that pros really need to deal with.
এখন শোনা যায়, একটু
Emotion
কমা
will be
দে, আরো
thrown out
কমা।
the window. Just focus on the strategy, focus and make sure that you are clear on your goal, clear on your communication. Because at some point when you
DC
put so much
এখন দেখ,
effort
এখন
into that,
তোর
whether
কথা
it's
আমার কথা
excitement
সবই
or
শোনা যাবে।
sadness, and it will throw off your game. I think it all comes down to
আরো
balance.
কমানো লাগবে,
You wanna
বেশি
be
হবে।
as you said, but you also don't want
আরে
to feel
এক করে দে, একবার
negative
দিয়ে দাও।
matches, which I think on the screen was
হইছে?
memory. You can see Cougar, as much as you can see him wanting to go above and beyond.
আরো কম, একদম লো করে।
আরে ভাই একদম লো, এই দেখ তুই একদম লো, এই যে
আমি তো দেখতেছি, লাইভেই তো দেখতেছি। হ্যাঁ, থাক চলো।
গাইস তোমরা সবাই কমেন্ট করো যে সাউন্ড ঠিক আছে কিনা।
ভাই সবার টিম এটা ভাই, এটা সবাই মিলে আইসা প্রত্যেকটা প্লেয়ারের কাছে আছে 48টা প্লেয়ার মিলে এক লগে ঠিক আছে।
আলী ভাই কমেন্ট করতেছে ভয়েস এরকম কেন, কি রকম?
টিচার ডিসকর্ডে আসতে খেলা দিয়ে আসতে।
আলী ভাই নাকি বাজারে রয়েছে। ভাই ডিসকর্ডে চলে আসো, আমরা খেলাটা উপভোগ করি। ইমরান রে চুপ করতে বলো, হালার ভয়েস রোবটের মতো আসে। সাউন্ডই শোনা যায় না, এই সাউন্ড শোনা যায় না। আলী ভাই কমেন্ট করতেছে
না শোনা গেল, দেখো
দেখি
আরেকটু বার।
They were the champion. We have Fluxo, sorry, because there's also the global champs, and I would say Burim United because they have been intimidating from the start.
I will keep your answer, but I will change Fluxo for. Let me see.
LOL.
7টায় শুরু হবে। আলী ভাই বলো।
No, I'm not trying.
ভাই ইউটিউবে সাউন্ড পাই না তো।
Yeah.
ওই যে ইমরান কয় কমা দে, আরো কমা দে।
Yeah. I don't want to like
কমাই দে, সাউন্ড নিবেই না।
এই শালা কি
forever, you know. I don't want to
কোন সাউন্ড দেওয়া আছে ওটা
I need to
কপিরাইট।
like
দেখে।
neutral about
আর
it.
Gotta make sure that
আর
they're not
ইমরানের
gonna
কথা তো
stay
রোবটের মতো হয়, রোবট।
lives at this point.
I'm glad we have a balanced panel,
বললাম,
right? We
copyright
have
দিলে
peace and
কেন?
chaos at the opposite ends of the couch.
ইংলিশ কাস্টিং এ খেলা হবে না?
It looks like we do have an STC
হ্যাঁ, English
Championship
casting.
update.
এটা
It
একদম
came
English
out
casting.
এটা
just
একদম
yesterday.
ইন্টারন্যাশনাল।
Now, of course, we do have the match schedules for all of the games here at EWC as well. So if there are any game titles that you are keen to actually keep an eye out for, here's the complete completed schedule and what weeks they're going to be played on. So mark your calendars, pick out the dates, and pick out your favorite games and get ready to cheer for your favorite teams and your favorite players. Now, at the moment, we are currently on the week 2 schedule. So we have League of Legends, Free Fire, Dota 2, and Mobile Legends happening at the exact same time. So if you also watch these other games aside Free Fire, then definitely check out the streams for those corresponding matches and games as well. And now we do have the prizing for our club championships. If you don't know what this is, there is a separate event happening in EWC. Of course, your teams and players competing are going to be aiming for a prize pool, but we have the club championship where the clubs, the teams that own the players, are competing in a separate tournament where if you place high in multiple games and accrue enough points, you're going to be the club champion at EWC 25. So make sure you check for your teams as well as your favorite players, because there is so much on the line here at EWC 25.
There is, and I think that now that as the weeks are going to continue to go by, at least for some of these teams, now that we know the schedule, I think they're coming to their top 4s and top 2s already, which is why the points are continuously updating.
I mean, you have to keep it updated, and especially with the fact that there is a extra condition where you need to you have to have a top 8 placement in 2 game titles. So it can't just be you win one game, you win Free Fire, and then you can win the whole club championship. So there's a lot on the line here. We also have your honor on the line here, my panelists, because we have the Aramco Power Rankings ready to go. So let's see who you have chosen as our top dogs for today's matches. And we're seeing a lot of Burura, I'm seeing a lot of Loss, and we do have some variety. So starting with Raja, explain your picks to me today.
Well, I think Pain Gaming will probably be aggressive today, and they don't have like I mean, they don't have landing spots, so they need to contest this from other teams. So probably they will be more aggressive, and they will do this type of play style today. So that's the reason why I put Pain Gaming and Burura. I think everyone knows why I put it here, and Loss because of the same thing as Pain Gaming. I think they will be aggressive, and they're so good, so it's impossible not put Loss here.
I guess it is impossible not put Loss because all of us put Loss in there, and well, I guess there's a lot more that will be offered, not only by those on the power rankings.
I feel that as much as we all put very stable, why didn't anybody put Falcons? They came
That's
up.
what I was gonna say. I was like, there's only one Falcon up there. What's going on?
I don't know what we're thinking of here.
I think I'm done about Falcons. I don't want to keep seeing the names and appear Falcons drop it like a player. I'm done about it. I want to see other teams.
Raja,
you know?
I have to say, when you leave the venue, be careful. You might get swooped. I'm just saying, you might get swooped by a couple of Falcons.
But I mean, they are top 1, right? So I think that's not a problem.
Are they going to stay at the top? That's what we want to know.
Exactly.
But I think they are safe.
Okay. Well, I mean, we've spoken quite a lot about Falcons, but it looks like we do have an extra segment for you guys. We're going to be taking a look at the character building of Loss. Let's check it out.
Então é nosso estilo mais sair para trocar tiro. Quem a gente vê, a gente vai matar na frente, porque a gente é muito confiante e sabe que vai ganhar. O rival vou colocar como o Fluxo, né? Que eles são os campeões mundiais atualmente.
It's only Brazil. It's gonna be Loss versus Fluxo.
Bom, a gente já ganhou de vocês esse ano e agora nós vamos para ganhar de novo aí. Toma cuidado. Nosso campeonato regional lá no Brasil é muito complicado, são muitos times bons, tanto que cada ano acaba mudando os times que vão para o Mundial e tal, porque a região é muito forte, então é muito complicado jogar lá e jogar contra o Fluxo também, que é o melhor time do mundo atualmente, mas dessa vez a gente conseguiu sair campeão.
Tudo bem, ó, pra cima, como tem que ser, a direção é uma só, vambora, Rigby, já chamou na de Chacha também, Loss!
the Brazil champs.
A maior motivação é saber que o título que me falta é o Mundial, sabe? Porque a gente já ganhou bastante, ganhou de tudo já. Campeonato Brasileiro, Continental, a única coisa que tá faltando mesmo é o Mundial. Então a gente vem bastante motivado para ganhar esse ano, se Deus quiser. Então para se provar a gente tem que ser campeão aqui e vai ser dessa vez.
গতবার একটা দেখাচ্ছে না
না গতকালকে এটা গতকালকে তো দুমায় মারছে ভাই
There's a reason why loss is being highlighted, and it is because not only are they champions looking down upon their own region, but also potential champions here at EWC 25. And just seeing their first play day yesterday for day 2, they looked so good, so on point. The chemistry was there, and I think the question we now have is, are they really world champion material? I think they're really close. I think they're really close. Raja, I'm pretty sure you're more familiar with Lost than the rest of us on the panel. What is it that Lost does that makes them such a high quality team?
Well, I saw an interview and I also wrote it down here. I will say like the general words. Well, he'd say that they are really confident with the players' individual skills because they already have like one of the top 3 rushes, rushes from Brazil. But when they need, they know how to play it safe. So I mean, they can adapt in every type of play style. So they can even beat Asian teams, and they are not even used to it because they do not play that much against Asian teams, but they also can do it. So I think they are really capable of getting the trophy.
Speaking of some of these teams now, I mean, if they're coming in looking confident, that's when I get worried. Adjustments are going to be made, but more importantly, being stubborn also has its perks, right? It means that other teams must adjust around you rather than, hey, we got to figure things out. I mean, from last year, 3 of the players are returnees in EWC. So I guess this is redemption for them. They were almost in there. They were almost in there. If it wasn't for Team Falcons, they could have grabbed that championship. So this is probably one reason why they studied Southeast Asian and the other teams as well, and they're doing so well.
Yeah. Now, hopefully, if we can, we would love to see the total rankings one more time before the match begins, because I think everyone wants to know where is everyone currently standing on that leaderboard. Because Neptune, on the way to the venue, we had a really interesting discussion, right? The odds of teams making it to top 12. Now, run us through the numbers. Who do you think is most likely to make it through, and who may just make the cut?
Yeah, I mean, just running through basic calculations first, if we look at the teams from ANC, double their scores, and it's only Virtus Pro who might be able to go and take over against Alpha 34, who's currently the bottom of Group B. But there's still also some risk for Hotshots right now, because once I did some simulation, Hotshots was just ending in there on the top 12, and it's a potential that he can be thrown out. They can be thrown out of that top 12 spot. But for the rest of the teams, 3 simulations has been done. The results will be the same unless they really bump it up for this day.
So it seems very top heavy for teams in Group B. Well, we're going to have to see what happens there. But one thing we do know is that we have an interview lined up with Broram. So let's see what Broram have to say before they kick off their first match today.
Hi everyone, it's Kyungso and welcome to our interview with Buriram United Esports from Thailand. Hello everyone. So yesterday you guys already have for yourself a first booyah, but after that everything seems to be very slow down. Just feel like what happened?
เมื่อวานนะครับเราได้บูย่าไปแล้ว1รอบแต่ว่าหลังจากนั้นเนี่ยรู้สึกว่าทุกอย่างคือแบบดูช้าไปหมดเลยดูเหมือนเป็นขาลงหน่อยๆไม่ทราบว่าเกิดอะไรขึ้นบ้างครับ
ওটা হলো পয়েন্ট রাশ যে 12 টিমের মধ্যে থেকে পয়েন্ট রাশের যে পয়েন্টটা থাকবে যারা চ্যাম্পিয়ন থাকবে তাদের একটা পয়েন্ট থাকবে
น้อยๆ
ก็
แก้ไขมาครับวันนี้ทำไม่ดีครับ
তোমার চ্যাম্পিয়ন থেকে শুরু করে কয়টা টিমের জন্য পয়েন্ট থাকবে 80 পয়েন্টের উপরে মনে হয়
such a small mistake over and over again. For example, like we are moving into the last circle like a bit too slow, so everything went down from that point.
Alright, I understand. So yesterday it's just a little small mistake, but I think today Buriram will come back stronger. So what is your goals today and what are you expecting the most for today's match?
ก็วันนี้คิดว่าจะเป็นยังไงบ้างครับแล้วก็เราเตรียมพร้อมอะไรมาบ้าง
ก็ถ้าเตรียมพร้อมก็เราก็ได้การพลาดอย่างหนักครับแล้วก็วันนี้เราก็ได้ที่น่าจะผลงานน่าจะออกมาดีครับ
So we will try our best on in today matches. So after yesterday match, we went back and like keep looking into one by one of our small mistakes that happened during the games, and hopefully we already fix our soft let's see what's gonna happen.
I think today's gonna be okay like usual. They are killing off Buriram, so they're gonna make it into the power station, of course, the grand final. Alright, okay, so what do we say? Fighting in Thai. สู้ๆนะบุรีรัมย์
So to Buriram fans out there who might be a little concerned after their performance yesterday, they're not moved, they're not shaken, but they do understand what happened yesterday. So it was quite surprising according to them. They made a couple of mistakes and that was really why they fell out of the grouping. I think originally we kind of thought it was just a grouping incompatibility. They just couldn't play their game.
I don't know about the mistakes, but it seems like they don't want to in the knockout stage. They don't want to show all their cards yet because they're preparing it for point rush as well as grand finals. Yeah, and I think for the most part of it, even though it's small mistakes, it's only still 60 amount of points is still pretty good. It still puts them in contention and definitely for a position for top 12.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge on these teams. It looks like we are basically ready to go here for match number 1 between groups A and C. Teams in Group B, they can only look on and watch and hope that they've earned enough in their previous matches. But I think we're ready to fly on over to the main stage. Survivors, let's head on over to game number 1.
Okay, number 1.
Lobby-টা দেখ কতটা সুন্দর
gue cukup seneng banget ada di Arab sini karena ini impian gue sebelum-sebelumnya bareng tim gue juga season lalu kita jadi penonton dan sekarang kita
sama একটাই পরে আমার লাগবে
আচ্ছা
ইমরানের গুণটা কিডনি বেচার ভাই আমার কাছে দাও ভাই
আচ্ছা
আগে আর কি ভাই করো ওকে মুশকিল করে
mesmo fracassão seguindo em frente com erg na cabeça.
আচ্ছা সবাই ডিসকর্ডে লাইভ দেখতেছে কেন ঠিক আছে ইউটিউবে যায় লাইভ দেখ দুজনের ভিউ আমরা তো ইনে বসে থাকি বুঝতে আমরা তাহলে দেন
tentang semua tim di sini ya pastinya jago-jago lah ya.
Ya
ini udah masuk World Champion pasti semua di sini yang terbaik lah.
No Brasil já são times fortes lá, mas aqui é um nível completamente diferente. Por mínimo que seja, custa muito caro aqui.
รู้สึกว่าปลดล็อกอะไรหลายๆอย่างครับปลดล็อกหลายอย่างเลยสไตล์การเล่นเราด้วยวิธีไฟท์ทีม
A cada queda tentando jogar como se fosse a última e tentando o melhor resultado.
ที่เราได้บูย่ามาแล้วเจอกันต่อรอบชิงครับ
ก็ปล่อยผมเข้ารอบชิงครับเชื่อมั่นในตัวผมครับเดี๋ยวผมพาชูถ้วยครับ
Sampai bertemu di final nanti.
พวกเราจะเอาแชมป์กลับประเทศไทย
Countdown start.
শুরু হয়ে যাবে 7টা বাজে তো
আইডিবি দিছে মনে হয়
আইডিবি দেয় না আলা করা আইডিবি আগে দিয়ে দিছে অনেক দিলা তো ম্যাচ করতে অনেক দিলা ওরা কি আইডিবি দিয়ে ঢোকে না ওরা না আইডিবি দেয় তো দিয়ে বলে দেয়
পিছনে যে দাদাটা ওটা মনে বললা দে নাকি
ম্যানেজার আছে না আছে না যে ওদের যে পোস্টগুলো আছে পোস্টগুলোর কাছে দিয়ে দেয় মনে হয়
Welcome to Day 3 of Knockout
stage is starting. Group B wrapped it up yesterday, and what a show it was, huh? Asian teams are leading strong, but Brazil, Latin, and Mia are fighting really hard, Chuck. Today, it all ends, my friends. 12 teams will rise and move on to Point Rush on the road to the grand finals. Stay with us. View every second. It's where Free Fire history is made. And now, let's meet the teams who will take the stage today and fight to leave their mark on the Esports World Cup. First up is Visions!
मैच तो और बड़ा मुनियम भी देख नहीं गए अरे मैच तो शुरू हुई थी
मैच शुरू हुई थी खाली इंट्रो হবে এখন इंट्रो
अरे ना इंट्रो ही कैसे सब पूरा स्टार्ट करो
अरे मोटा खेल रहा है
आई आरआर की वास्ते क्या apa gua भाई आरआर की काल के भंगे पोजीशन में है हुनान सर्व सবার ফার্স্ট এর না এটা হলো আরআর কিউ মাল আরে যে লুকালে না ভাই DRU তারপর লস এগুলো আমি মারাত্মক খেলে এই যে লস কন্টিনিউ ব্রাজিলিয়ান টিম তো ব্রাজিলিয়ান মানে তো বড় ব্রাজিলিয়ান মানে তো এই যে তো গ্রুপ ক্লাস হ্যাঁ তো এই আরে
RedHawks এই জিল্লু মাল দে
আমি আর কিছু কম না বল
এই বন্ধু মাউসের কার্সার এই দেখে যে আমি এরকম করলে এই যে এরকম এই দেখ
আমি কি করলাম ছড়া দেব না বললাম তো এই চ্যানেল গেলে আমার একজন কিছু করতে পারো আমি বললাম আমি তোমার সাউন্ড বাড়ানো লাগবে ইন্টারভিউ করতে সাউন্ড বাড়ানো ডিসকর্ড করতে পারবে ভাই ভাই আপনার গল্প সাউন্ড বাড়ানো
ভাই বড় যে
Igual
ये भाई इसका नाम जल उससे ढीला पड़ता খেয়াল করলে বেশি জোরে চিল্লাইলো
ওরা হচ্ছে গতবারের চ্যাম্পিয়নশিপ এই কারণে
What an entrance! The Kidia Esports Arena is open. And now Free Fire squads have entered the battleground. Each one of them here are chasing glory. Each one are ready to survive the storm. But before we drop into the action, let's take a little trip into the wild. One of our brave reporters has been out in the field tracking rare creatures. The Free Fire Brooklyn is what you know. The rituals, the movements, the natural habitats. Let's go now into the wild. The world of EWC Deadless Hunters. Let's go.
Let's go.
Good day, mate. It's me here, Admat, the Play Hunter. We are now right here in Riyadh Boulevard, Ross City for Esports World Cup 2025. And I'm here to try to find out what does our pro player doing here in Boulevard. It seems that I'm lost. Can't seem to find anyone here. Could we find a pro player here to see what they're doing? Where are they? The map's broken. Maybe here? Oh, crikey. Spots a few pro players walking. Not here. It looks like they are entering some sort of an arena. I think we should go. Let's go. Let's find out what they do. Mate, you are now right here in some sort of arena. It called itself as STC Gaming Arena, but I'm not so sure. And it looks like we have spotted a few pro players doing some sort of
না ওই আর এসকে কথাটা শোনার জন্য একটু সাউন্ড বেশি খেলাটা হচ্ছে দুর্জয় গেমিং এর ইউটিউব অফিশিয়াল ইউটিউব চ্যানেলে
That was so good. Hello guys. Hello, map.
I am not.
I know.
Kiba.
Thank you, Rabbit. Alright, we're gonna catch up towards the pro player. It looks like they're activating deficit.
Dominate na kore ko.
They're not. They're just doing their final bow for luck. And it looks like they are going somewhere else. Let's go.
আর এসকে অবশ্যই কামব্যাক করবে এত বাঙালির আশা প্রত্যাশা
কামব্যাক করতে হবে ভাই যেমন কামব্যাক করা উচিত
হতাশ করবে না
বাংলাদেশ থেকে একটা টিমই গেছে তো বাংলাদেশের অর্জনে তো চেহারা
This is something that I do every day.
That's alright. Space company এটা কোনটা?
Crockett, it looks like they have done their ritual. They have went back to their habitat. And
sponsor করতে দেয়
at Boulevard EWC 25. I'll see you guys later. Danger.
ভাই কুরুলে একটা কাম দিয়েছে ভাই কুরুলের গত প্রথম দিনের যে ভিউ ওই দিনের 1 মিলিয়ন ভিউ 1.1 মিলিয়ন ভিউ আজকেরটা তো ভিউ পাবো আজকেরটা তো মিনিমাম 1 এর উপরে 1 মিলিয়ন পাওয়া যাবে
স্যার ভাই অনেক ওয়াচিং অনেক
আজকেরটা তো অলরেডি 20 এর মতো ওয়াচিং চলছে
এর ওকে আর 20 কে ওয়াচিং আর
গতকালকেরটাতে 711 ভিউ আর আগেরটাতে হচ্ছে 1 মিলিয়ন ভিউ
1.1 মিলিয়ন ভিউ ভাই
এগুলা তো ড্রিম ভাই এগুলা তো ড্রিম
যারা গেমিং এর 17 কে
আরে ওদের দুজনের একটাতে ভিউ ভালো আসছে যারাতেও 600 না 700 কে ভিউ হইছে গতকালকে তার আগেরটা তো 700 মতো আজকেও চেন
এই জোড়া হাতে ওটা কি করে ওটা লাগবে আমার কাছে লাভগাম ওটা বাংলাদেশে যাবে না খালি ব্লেড ডেক করে দূরে নেশ করে
ওদের এবার কি মোবাইল দিছে রে
ওনার
কত জানি দিছে তাহলে এই মোবাইলটা কি এটা যেহেতু ভালো মোবাইল গেম খেলার জন্য সুন্দর এদের দাম কত জানো ভাই আমার বাজেট 1 লাখ কি
and they scrape through at the 12th spot so
সবারই সেম মোবাইল দিছে
but either way it looks like they are going to be making it through of course it's going to take a mountain of effort from any of the teams currently in the bottom 6 to oust Fluxo from their 4th spot 106 points is quite tough to reach because Virtus Pro down in the 13th place they've only got 50 points right journey for them to climb up and we got to also
remember
so it's not as straightforward every single game
ভাই আর আজকে দেখবেন ভাই মাস দেখবেন বইয়াই
আর মনে করো কি দেখি না একটা ম্যাচে যদি 30 পয়েন্ট বাই করতে পারে বা 25 পয়েন্ট বের করতে পারে পরে ম্যাচে ইজি মনে করো
and dude that's tough man they only performed for 3 games on their first day of play
কালকে ফ্লিকারে মার্ক করে ফিগাইতে আবার
format is you only get 2 play days
মার্কস পড়লে ভালো খেলে হ্যাঁ
kind of give away
মার্কস পড়লে
you need to make up for it and I think for RedHawks I agree with the calculation they kind of went over the numbers behind the scenes and then a caveat today I think a booyah is necessary for RedHawks right just in case just as insurance policy as we head into game number 1 again the final 6 rounds before we find out which 12 teams will make it through we're heading over to Bermuda once more and for fans out there
you can rest assured that this flight path is very, very generous, straight down the middle.
Absolutely, and of course it's going to be fair and easy. EVOS Esports, though, they are the group stage leaders with 154 points at the very top. Everybody thought it was going to be Core Memory sticking it at the very top, but of course beating them with those 4 points, and Rasya definitely faced it with a huge smile on his face. A majority of the eliminations pulled away by the one wicket, and this was the fair flight path that we were talking about. Peak totally conquered by Dragon splitting up very early in the game. I don't feel good about this.
You know what I don't feel good about as well, AJ? VP and RedHawks, they both just dropped in the same spot, and we see very early gunfights, and this it's gonna be very bad for RedHawks if they don't make out of this alive. Ideally, if you can somehow beat VP, that would be great. We've seen RedHawks pull off Miracle in the earlier rounds in day 1, but that's a day 1 thing, right? That's the thing, that's the unknown, but right now, I think VP have studied RedHawks, they need to somehow make this work.
And of course, if the Bangladeshi players want to stand a chance here, they have to play the reversal here. However, plasma gun in the hands of Flicker. Shot up from up top, great rotation by Fuwara, has got the AUG in hand, great range on that gun, and Flicker does not want to challenge him, but now all the players all together down on the ground. Fuwara with his head sticking out, this is danger zone, but he's managing the situation well.
Yeah. With very limited resources to work with, these movements are a lot more important. So RedHawks go into a 3-1 split, they leave Flicker on the flank. Same as the Virtus Pro, who have the same idea. So whoever can catch the flanker first is going to come out on top. We see Diamond already going on the hunt. VP changing from 3-1 to a 2-2 split. Kutun will make first contact. Kutun down by Blade. And now RedHawks goes down. Trade comes from the side of Diamond, but VP are losing numbers.
Beautifully played. The revival comes through in the nick of time by Diamond. And he's gonna get sprayed out. What a save coming on through. Esports is there with the double vectors as well. Great rate of fire. Damage not too much. But RedHawks has got this in their pockets. 3 players taking out chances up against 2. The M590 and the MP5. Exposing Riptide Rhythm to break down their defenses, but that's just asking for trouble. Finds the knockdown. And Virtus Pro off on the back foot, and RedHawks picking up a very important win here at the start of this game.
Feels like deja vu from game number 1. Blade dropped just in time to loot the rewards, the bounty that the rest of his teammates have laid down on the floor alongside the corpses of the Virtus Pro players. And I gotta say, Nerdjet saved that fight because the rest of his teammates were down and Nerdjet clutched it. Thankfully for VP, someone was revived. The run continues for the Polar Bears, but it's not gonna get any easier. Because the loss has to be the process.
Yeah, Vision System needs a miracle to qualify for Point Rush today, but they go up against one of the most dangerous teams out there. They are mowing them down. Unbelievable stuff. Rigby 245. One player in here, round 1 picked up right quickly. And Vision System could not go in for the final blow, but they still outnumber the players of Lost only for the next few seconds. Rigby has got enough money to buy back his 2 other team members. But Vision System, timing is key here, and the guy that just got picked up stepped down instantaneously, lost with the instant recovery. M598 enough for you, boy. Rigby with the MP40 should be able to make the cross on Andres.
And suddenly, in a blink of an eye, Vision System Andres is forced to run away. He doesn't have enough points to get a revive. Rosie, can he do this fast enough before they clear him out?
Hey, no! Nawaite parana, nawaite parana.
They fall in the hands of Lost, and off-screen Virtus Pro gets wiped out.
Man had enough time to buy back the whole world, but not even a single revival, and Vision System out already at the very bottom of the leaderboard. I guess that is exactly where they will stay. Unfortunate for them, but what a start, and holy hell, what a recovery from Lost.
Recovery from Lost and RedHawks, right? Both teams were at the back foot in their respective 4v4s, and both of them recovered. This is the start We expect that from Lost, but this is the start we wanted for RedHawks to win. That difference, that contrast is what's going to make this a lot more interesting with how RedHawks are rotating right now at Shipyard, but south of them is going to be Team Falcons and Movistar R7. That is going to be a challenge.
Bangladesh, this is exactly what we need out of this one. But here comes another deadly predator up in the air. Falcons, they want to fight. Question is, does RedHawks have enough arsenal to shut them down? Dragon, on the other hand, up against BOTIS earlier on, and it looks like it was definitely all around for Moshi knocking down player.
ইমরান তোর ভয়েস ক্লিয়ার আসে না ইমরান তোর ভয়েস ক্লিয়ার আসে না তুই নতুন করে আয়
Dragon Esports are still in this. I'm not really sure the state of RedHawks though. Falcons, they are very aggressive. You're not ready. They're going to tear you apart and into pieces. It's going to be the case for the side of RedHawks. Could just down and suddenly RedHawks have been sliced in half, but Movistar R7, you hear the gunshots, they are here to fight the Falcons.
That game says Movistar R7, they want to be the movie stars here as well. Deadly predator out of the skies, Joker is in hand, great range for the gun, but on those shots, they got the players of Falcons ranked already. Peter, unfortunately for him, does not find any tags under the player up top, but here comes Swamp, and he is the clutch king of R7. Will he get the shot in Games King? M590 in hand. Unfortunately, it is the Alpha player that gets knocked down to the ground, and Falcon standing their ground.
Kuro just not broke his ankles, but they brought him back up. See the rotation from Della. From yesterday, Joker finally pulls the trigger, and that's on fire down. Games King actually got Peter as well. Two members of Falcon down, but they need confirmation, and they get it. Kuro now, high jump out of there. Hides behind the building. It's him and Limits, and a lot of members of Movistar R7 that they need to surgically cut through, but this is not going to be easy.
He's got the right guns here. He has the AWM in hand. He just needs the right opportunity, but he's also waiting for the rest of his team members to back away so that they can play the game of revival. He's buying us a lot more time, and as he stays hidden, it looks like Movistar R7 is not effective in this situation. Opportunity to get those snipes as the players are up in the air. Can Limit hit it?
They do see Limit now.
और भी
is the one that wins that one now. 3 points for Team Falcons, number 5, but that is going to call to attention the rest of Movistar R7 to kind of to come and tie up loose ends. Limit now will be surrounded. Games Kings is going to be player number 2 to make contact right around the corner. Limit fights are now on the Joker, but it's just not enough. Movistar R7 find their first point, but Team Falcons have bought enough time for Kororo to make a run.
It's a masterclass situation. It's a masterclass in buying your squad more time. But of course, Kororo, as he gets away, I believe he flew straight into the crosshairs of RedHawks, so we'll have to wait and
ইমরান
see
তোর
if
কথা ক্লিয়ার আসে না তুই একটু বের হয়ে নতুন করে আয় বন্ধু
has been invested in as Kororo finds a good exit out of there. Flicker does not get that shot, and Falcons will live to tell the tale a little bit longer here. Time and time again, we've seen this out of Falcons, almost wiped out at the start of the game, and they just make a huge comeback with the booyah at the end.
And just to add on to that, that was exactly what happened in the very first game on day number 1 and the third game. So history could repeat itself. If you want to take out any sort of opponents, you got to cut off the head of the snake. In this case, the head of the Falcons. Dragon Esports make their rotation, runs into Wild Kutters, who just got revived, and now will have to be revived again.
Start here, first elimination squad on that full revival. He's left standing, and he could bring the rest of the team members back in here. Into a close clock tower a bit.
Narco is a team that even they have said in an interview, always second, never first. In this case, for the side of AJL, they've also have tasted it, but R7, they're fighting back down the side of AJL. How do you? Not willing to let this go. There's a lot of memories, past memories on the international stage, and this is going to be one that he refuses to leave in regret. The rest of AGAL gets back up. Movistar R7 forced to run.
Oh, what a damn
backup that was due with the instantaneous shot as he whipped out that AC-80. And now Chinoy on the chase here. AC-80 in his hands. Then Oscar the back and dash was just has an option for a last-ditch effort for the defense, but thankfully AGL does not want to stand by and play around with him. Hex has an opportunity to go for a revival, but the man's absolutely broke now.
Live sound একটু কমায় দেন
does not have any practice to work with. The blue is going to be the one that takes him out. This continues.
আমাদের বয়স থেকে সাউন্ড
to find any sort of
প্রাইভেট সাউন্ড একটু
কমাইছি
It's going to be a race against time. They actually picked up a member from Team Falcons early on. Brought back once more. Falcons still trying to recover.
Falcons, but you know it really matters not Loss and Falcons both at the very top of the leaderboard. I think they can sneak up all the extra 1 point here. So this is just a warm-up game at the end of the day.
Hey, yeah,
On their day one on fire, taking away 9 from afar.
Mal, দেখছো ওই যে লস টিমের মাইয়া যেটা আছে না ওটা তো থেকে ভালো
in the middle of the circle. Falcons basically into his pure survival. Long enough, could the now and the fight
did not find the connection with his back onto his opponent. Easy knockdown.
রণক্ষেত্র পরিণত হয়েছে
আরে পেন তো বাবু তুমি
ওই যে পেনের লগে ফাইট লাগবে
তো কাজে কি প্ল্যান কিছু 77 লিখতেছিস না
Taros trying to provide support fire alongside you. Via slowly falls behind, but unfortunately for the rest of Pain, it might have forced contact.
আজকে প্রচুর ফাইট হইতাছে ওই দিন তো কিলই ছিল না হাইয়েস্ট কিল করে 12টা মনে হয়
10-12টার মধ্যে আজকে কিলো সব ইচ্ছা মতো দেখ অলরেডি ফ্যালকনের আর লুজে দেখতে এই দেখ সবাই সবটা হয়ে যায়
ওই দেখ ফ্যালকনের এই
down for AGAL and Pain survives.
And AGAL one final
potentially
straight into the hands of Dragons. R7 taken out the equation. Next to Peter and Movistar R7 out of the race in the 10th spot.
R7
their way up towards that high ground. Dragons remain silent, not wanting to play a little bit of a misstep. Either way, when they play that rotation, they have to come across the ring off the ground, and that's going to be most definitely painful for the Dragons.
বুরিয়ামের সাথে এখন ইয়ার আরএসকে না ফাইট করতে
আরএসকে প্লাস আর্জেন্ট সার্জ জায়গায় এইজন্য প্রপার ফাইট নিতে পারতো
রেডের সামনে প্লেয়ার
যেন ফাইট লাগবে আরএসকে ফাইট লাগবে ক্রাউডে
making their way towards where the war zone is.
আরএসকে ওই যে সাইডে যে প্লট আছে না এটা দরকার কি জানো
ওই আরএসকে নেজাত কিল করছে নেজাত কিল ফাইট
playing with the elevation smartly done here by Loss. And that recovery they do tank a little bit of damage from the blue. There's not going to be too much that they cannot shrug off. Problem is going to be looking for the gatekeeper. RedHawks want a performance on the revival so far. They've asked for them to get into the final circle. That's exactly what they're trying for. Now get high, going rampage. Adam down as well. Nejar has got the big guns in the hand from main launcher in the hands of RedHawks. Most players can't even get to them where they are. Get high somehow. Getting played. Snowkey wants to do it. So Blade falls. RedHawks down to this 2. We'll have to find a way out of this. It's Brewery round.
আরে মেজা থেকে পিছন থেকে ডাউন না ফেলি
Dragons.
পিছনে ডাউন
finding
সিম্পল
their
প্লে
strength as well.
করব
জোনের বাইরে থেকে মারবে regaining makes the
আরেকটা
exit.
প্লেয়ার
আরে আগে লেকে মারতে ওই যে মারা দিছে
Final survivor.
আরেকটা
They're
লাস্ট
looking for the next zone and has found it
আরে স্ক্র্যাপ
already.
টপ 7 এর
President is
তো
going to beat us. Kudush has it
এই
now.
মে মোর সালা মোর সালা
And the P90. I
কালকে
think
মনে
that's all
হবে
he has.
মানে মোট
With the breaking down the defense of Norpeter and the backstab. Loss is still in it as Falcons fall to
লসে তিনটা প্লেয়ার আছে ভাই লসে তিনটা প্লেয়ার ডেঞ্জারাস তিনটা প্লেয়ার
আরএসকে শেষ
মাল 77 দিকে দেখ আর এসকে এলিমিনেট
RedHawks eliminated in 6th place. RRQ finally showing their presence. Rigby.
কয় নম্বরে এলিমিনেট হলো
টপ 6
আর ওই যে বুয়ানো
10 পয়েন্ট হচ্ছে ভাই ফার্স্ট ম্যাচে ফার্স্ট ম্যাচে শট লাগবে ভাই
দেখো ফায়ার দেখনে পাগলা সুদা বানায় রাখা আমরা টিম দিয়ে
আরে মনে করে একটা ওয়াল মারে মানে তো একটা ফায়ার দিতেছে চারটা মিলে এক করে পাচ্ছে ভাই
This is what we need. This is
ভাই ওয়াসানা বুয়ানো চাল দিচ্ছি ওয়াসানা বুয়ানো চাল
আসানারে বুয়ানো চান্স দিয়ে এদিকে ডেঞ্জারাস আর ওইদিকে মনে করে ওই যে ইনফিউনা চিকেন একটা দেখলাম ওদের
পিআর কি পজিশনটা ভালো এই যে পিআর কি সাপড়ি করলে পিআর কি বুয়াই
দাও দিছে পুরো দিয়ে দিছে ভাই ডেঞ্জার বুড়িরাম পুরো খায় দিছে ভাই
বুড়িরাম কি পিআর কি এই সাপড়ি দেখো
হ্যাঁ
সাপড়ি করছে আরে ওই তো পিআর কি নিয়ে বুয়া और सापड़ी देखो सापड़ी भाई
আর বুড়িরাম আমাকে বাঁচা দিল ও মাঝখান থেকে বেরিয়ে নিয়ে নিল
सापड़ी तो
And you cannot ask for anything better. They start the day off from the 12th spot, and obviously
Why,
they're
that's
getting
key,
close
why,
to
that's
one
surely
of
why.
the best Indonesian squads. Some may argue the best.
বেচারা ঘেমে
They
গেছে
could not
খেলতে
get to the championship this time on FFWSC because Onyx is not that one away, but they're most definitely going to hit the big numbers here.
Some people forget that RRQ placed second in the recent
championship.
That's why they always say, why are they always second when never first, right? You look back at the track record of
আরে ওয়াগে করে
in the top spot,
বাট টাইমে লোকি আমি পিআর কুনার ভাই আর প্লেয়ার এক ভাবে থাকলেই হইতো
legacy to set the benchmark for the Indonesian
এক
region.
লাখ টাকার মতো ইয়া নাই করে ভাই ভাই মনে করতে একটা সিচুয়েশন বুঝুছি তো
Also kind of missed the feeling that when they were still at the top.
দেখো কোচে কেমনে বুঝা করে
Also infecting their brothers from Indonesia. We saw EVOS Esports last year at EWC 24. They did so well, but of course Falcons beat
সব
them
কিছু
to the
বুঝা
championship.
দিতেছে আমি যতদিন আরেকটু
That was very
পারফরম্যান্স
impressive.
ফুল আছে কিন্তু ওই প্লেসে যা মনে করো মেন্টালিটি ওইভাবে ধরে রাখতে পারে যার কারণে মানে ফুল সাপোর্ট লাগবে পোস্টে
আরে আগে যে মারা খাইতো না আরে তো যে ক্যাম্পাসে একটা ফাস্ট রিপোর্ট করতে পারলে হইতো ওই যে
আরে ইংলিশ মেরে আসছে না ইংলিশ মেরে আসার জন্য এত প্যারা রাখা দিচ্ছে
আরে আসতে ওই যে লঞ্চ টেকনাটা যে উপরে গেল প্লেয়ারটা উইডার স্কুট করতে পারলে হইতো ফার্স্টে ওই যে মাল হালার কথা হালার কথা
যে ফ্যালকনে এটাই থেকে কি ইজাজ দিছে চ্যালেঞ্জটা
ও ওয়াসানা বলে 0 কিলো হয় বলে ভাই বিশ্ব নাম্বার 1 রাস্টার কি ভাই
আরেকটাতে সিরিজ না কি যেন একটা যে নাম দিয়েছিল ওইটাতে আর ব্রাজিলের ভাই প্রত্যেকটাতেই ওরা করো ফার্স্টই ফ্যালকন লস
13 প্রো নেছি
আওয়াজ নটা দুই পানি খা
দুই পানি খা মুকেন কি রে ভাই 13 প্রো দিয়ে কি দুই পানি খাইবো মোর পোলা
খাইলে সমস্যা কি পানির মধ্যে তো ওয়াটার প্রুফ পানির মধ্যে কি পাবি আর খাও
এটাও মেসার আর তো মাত্র 70 পয়েন্ট লাগে ওরা ফাইনালে যেতে
না 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 এটা হলো মনে করো এই যে হিসাব অনুযায়ী মানে 70 পয়েন্ট হইলে মোটামুটি 12 এর মধ্যে থাকবা 12 হলো মনে করো যেখানকার কোয়ালিফাই মাঙ্গের পোলা ইয়ে Ivan, halay koi ki halay korto.
হ্যাঁ
halay koi ki একটু ই করতো নয়তো তুই একটু মনে করছ আরবি ভাষা করতো কিছু
না থাক আমি কম না
halay প্রচুর ট্রাই করতো তুই জিনিস জানো
কি করে এসে দেখে কি করে সবাই তো দেখবি
না halay ট্রাই করছে এটা ফিনিশ করার জন্য তার থেকে ভালো হতো মনে করছে যে অ্যানিমেশন দিয়ে কেন কিলটা ফিনিশ করা যায় আমরা দিকে কাজ
কোডিং লেভেলে মজা পাচ্ছি আর টিমটাকে কোডিং মজা পাচ্ছি
ভাই গালাগালি দিও না কপিরাইট দিয়ে দিব
বাবা
আচ্ছা লাইভ চলে
লাইভ তো তো এমনি কপিরাইট করতে শালা এই মনে করছে আরেকজনের লাইভ কি চালাস
sorry এই ভাই সব যারা লাইভ করতে তাদের ভিউ টু লাইভ করতে সবার পাইপ
না আইনি আছে তোমার লাইভের সিস্টেম আছে তুমি যদি টোটাল বাংলা করো তাহলে তোমার ভিউ আসবে বেশি কিন্তু তুমি বাংলা করলে কপিরাইট মেরে দিবে সাথে সাথে মনে করছে স্ট্রাইক মেরে দিবে
But in terms of the in game, we've seen
JBC
of an interesting story, right? The proactivity within the game when we're looking at the match.
যারা প্রথম থেকে করতেছে না একদম বাংলাতে লাইভ করতেছে তাদের কোচিং অনেক
into the double digits because fights are not only
তাহলে ওই যে গেরেনা ফিগার বাংলাদেশ ওরা যে লাইভ করতেছে ওরা কি
recover from the initial first
আরে ভাই ওরা তো অফিশিয়াল ওইটাই তো বাংলা করতেছে বাংলা ভাই তো বলা মানে শেয়ার করে দিতেছে কিন্তু ওরা তো ইউটিউবার যারা আছে RedHawks 10 পয়েন্ট
rankings. I'm surprised as well that Loss is in there because earlier when they went against Vision System, they were almost out. Only 2 remains, and then as quickly as that, just one
পয়েন্ট আছে
এবারে taking that number 4.
মোটামুটি সব স্কোয়াডের আছে
তবে একটা জিনিস ভালো হয়েছে আরেকটা জন্য ভালো হয়েছে আর ইউ ডেঞ্জার আর হলো চারটা স্কোয়াড যদি মনে করো আজকে পিটাই গেলে তাহলে বাকিগুলো এমনি উঠাতে পারে আর একটু বেশি না 65 পয়েন্ট তুললে করে এবারে যে
that was not like a good idea at all. So I think it's better for them if they avoid this type of fights, you know.
হ্যাঁ হঠাৎ টপ পেলে তো মনে করো ইজিলি হয়
Right? Sometimes you kind of
এরা শেয়ার দেয় লাইভটা শেয়ার দেয়
keep your spot here at EWC 25, but it's pretty interesting that already right off the bat we're seeing a very quick pace, right?
they ওই যে আমি প্রোভাইড দিতে ফলো বানাইতে পারে ওয়াচিং তো মাত্র 21টা ওয়াচিং না
to the degree where everyone was kind of waiting for their move. It was from the get-go.
watching GARENA Fever Bangladesh watching
they're in your sights.
It's extremely evident to see Falcons taking the initiative to go again proactively looking outside of the rings of Fighter Squad. They end up winning the fight, especially against Dragons, and then RedHawks, and all of a sudden R7 decides to get involved in these fights, right? And this was happening all across the map, you know, from north side to south ring. I think that's when people started to realize, oh boy.
শুনান ভাই প্রথম ফ্যালকনের যায় ওরা হালারা বেজাল করে দিতে নাইলে এমএসটা ভালো পিটাইতে পারে
আর এখন আরে হিট মারে কি লিগার কি মজা আছে হিট মারলে বোঝা যায় যে আশেপাশে কোন স্কোরটা মনে করে একটা স্কোর আছে আর কোন দিক দিয়ে মুভ দিলে করে বেটার হবে তো ওইভাবে খেলার পজিশন মিস করে ভাই
তোরা মাইরা খেলাও
ওটা তো হিট মারা মানে তো মারা খেলা তো পজিশন জানে তার একটা প্লেয়ারের পজিশন জানতেছে একটা প্লেয়ারের লগে তার বাকি তিনটা থাকতেছে না এটা যাইতেছে ওই সুযোগ করা নিতেছে
it's really interesting to see like R7 performing that way because they are not afraid to be face with other Asian teams, so it's kind of interesting. Falcons it was like doing
Gamescan is one of the player has really damage that has been done right here being shown, and I would love to see a lot more from them, but look at the balance in terms of Purim United damage and elimination. It means that they're reaping their sowing. I disagree.
They're
doing too much damage. They're not getting enough eliminations. They're pumping out twice the amount of damage we're seeing the other teams are doing. And teams like Dragons, for example, which I'm extremely impressed by, I thought it was almost done for them. They managed to recover, they managed to re-equip, and they also managed to get into what, in this case, the final circle, which is only the 6th ring.
Okay, I want to play with the idea because we saw Buriram having one of the highest eliminations and damage. What if they're struggling to get those eliminations? Like, they're the ones starting the fights, but everyone else is coming in, they're vulturing, they're stealing away those kills. Like, they can't play the game that they want to play. Like, is this maybe a warning sign that Buriram, though they might be feeling pretty confident coming into their second play day, maybe things are just not panning out for them yet?
I refuse to believe it. I think they're just that good.
Yeah, I mean, we know for a fact Buriram United doesn't start their fight towards the 15-minute mark or close to that. And at that point, they had no choice. So they put in so much of damage, supporters a few elimination, even if they don't finish them up.
Right. It looks like we are ready to fly into Purgatory Survivors. So let's fly into match number 2 with Husky and AJ.
Purgatory time, baby, and it was a phenomenal booyah from Indonesia, courtesy of our
Baby will look
Emia up at the top, seeing the dragon fire. That's exactly what we want to see out of the squad. Struggling to get into the top 12, but even if they do break into the top 12 right after this, the story would not be over just yet, because down at the bottom 6, all the teams at this point in time are from Group A and C who are in play today. So you have to keep this performance up game after game, Husky.
And I think this really puts into perspective how teams like Virtus Pro, for example, right, has had a very weird knockout stage experience so far. They have the highest highs, but they also have the lowest lows. I guess you could compare them to Fluxo. The only difference being that at least Fluxo has a more even average throughout until the end of the last 3 rounds of yesterday. Another generous flight path, you know, we've been a lot more kinder to these two groups in Purgatory, right down the middle once more towards the northeastern side. And Virtus Pro, at least this time, gets to head to Moat House.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And of course, they are not going to be disturbed for the time being. Diamond, one of their key players, has to pop off the M590, perhaps not having the Tatsuya on their side with the brand new addition. The updates on OB49 has most definitely affected the pacing of Virtus Pro, but everybody had to go through the exact same changes. They just need to adapt a tad bit better. You see the very first circle coming on through here, and it looks like gonna get the final circle somewhere towards Elon and Brasilia later on, but for the time being, Vision System starting off hot up against Onyx, the champions of Southeast Asia.
The moment you say that, Onyx turns it around and gets a couple of bodies for themselves. In fact, almost wiping out the entire bloodline of PSC this game. Thankfully, Vision System, they do have a survivor. Shix already ran away, but that was as close as it could have gotten. Onyx ended up losing 2 bodies as well, but Zyro instantly gets a revive onto Prime. And also, you look at the radar, Falcons. Day 1, when they did a split, it was a 3-1, 3-5 brigade, 1 lumber mill. Now today, they dropped all 4 and 5 brigade before splitting up to lumber mill. They understood that RRQ, they also share that island.
Absolutely, just kind of playing it safe, just in case RRQ decides to go a little bit crazy, perhaps drop slightly closer towards 5 brigade. Thankfully, none of that happened. Both the squads still alive and kicking, free to loot up as much as they want. Got a little bit of a airdrop here for Keeper to pick up those medkits and blue walls from as well. But of course, the great big question is going to be, do we see Buriram bump into R7? Movistar R7 dangerously close to Marble Works.
It's a good time to also talk about Kiba's history. Previously with Onyx, it was a big part of Onyx. In fact, last year they attended EWC for Free Fire 24 with that squad, and they had a very underwhelming performance. And right now they're on the other side of the aisle. In fact, even yesterday, Onyx tried to mess up RQ's momentum for Booyah, and they ended up. It was RQ. It was a Movistar R7 that pulled through. We get a ping with the Arvon that could be courtesy of BRU as they are heading towards Crossroad, but they will run into Movistar R7.
Yep. Now Buriram trying their best to get away here. Movistar R7 definitely shooting range, and Della is the first first player to be found. This is not good for business. Jonah also finding the tags onto Adam, gets the elimination as well. Fighting two squads at the same time. Not the best idea here, but Buriram has no choice. Hacks runs on in, finds the sniper of Buriram. The rest of them leave him high and dry. They're looking for a safer spot to play. Games King, final survivor, double glue wall, looking for the pickup.
She needed to confirm Moshi before anything else, but back off of BRU was just too fast. So R7 ends up getting nothing, and they might lose Joker. Thankfully, he's able to launch himself away in time. BRU saving Moshi, and they keep going, but it bought enough time for Onyx to move away. But that also might just funnel them straight into Verus Pro.
Great recovery.
No, Uday mare na. Bye.
As well as Buriram.
Strategy aase.
Uday mare for the pickup instead of finishing off most. Looking at that opportunity, went back in there for the instant revival so that they don't have to be on the reset. And coins.
strategy hit list maira arak dike jaybo
progress. Losing two players.
তাই তো করে আর এক জায়গায় যায় না বাউন্ডারি যে স্কোর আসছে কি কাউন্টার
আমি বিপি রা হিট লিস্ট মাইরা রান দিয়েছে পেনের উপরে
Riptide Rhythm going far and wide, unfortunately for Exposing.
And he's holding his ground very well, taking down the glue discouraged him. But his glue wall just now prevented Peter from getting a potential shot in. This could be a big fight between Neighbors. They have the right idea. Are they going to run it? Glue is exposed. He was not ready for that. Glue wall getting popped out. He has to isolate his hands, but it's instantly broken down. Peter ends up taking Diamond somehow. And now VP forcing into a bit of a defense mode. Glue wall melts all drop down. VP pushes them forward.
And straight through the glue the M590, looking for Peter as well. Glue wall broken down once again. Peter, don't cover for him whatsoever. Alone. M590 for the win. Virtus Pro unable to undo the pain is and that one is going to hurt. 2 rounds in a row. Virtus Pro got virtually nothing. They're going to end this round with 55 points, and that is still quite far away from a qualification into a point right they will have to talk about. They saw 4 out of 1 did, and nothing changed. Onyx now gets a rematch against BRU right here at the Arsenal. BRU, they do have someone positioned inside the compound. It's going to be Jonah, and Adam sees this. But what is Onyx going to do? Moshi on the flank, looking for Crime. AC-80 in the hands of Crime. He just needs that double shot. Perfectly aimed at Moshi. Instantly cripple the flanking capability of Buriram. And both teams playing this absolutely safe. Buriram finally going in for the call on that rush, but the glue wall stopped their own defense for the side of Onyx. And they have to grenade popped out. M79 in play. The grenade finds the tag. And Wasana does not manage to recover. Buriram with only Moshi. Very, very decisive call from Onyx, and that is going to pay off big time, wiping the floor with BRU. And this is where I gotta stake my allegiance. I gotta stake my allegiance. I agree with what one of the panelists said just now. I agree with Gideon. I think, BRU, we all collectively have unanimously said that this is the only team that every single time they don't show up in a round, we say that they're saving stress. But I disagree. I think at this point it's fair to say that BRU teams are catching up to them, right? Yeah. I mean, for sure. At this point in time, it's not that. Yes, the other teams are catching up. But also the meta has been messing with them for a long time. Wasana used to be known as the deadliest hard hitter out there. First we took his Dragon away, then we took his Tatsuya away. How much more will be bought to this boy Wasana?
I don't know, Brazil won 2 years in a row. It's about time we get something back, right? They were the reason, I hope they were the reason Skylar got back into the meta, and now Volkers is buffed. Intel gatherers have all been buffed. See Volkers now because RQ Abe actually took a shot in the face. As we take a look at a bit of a highlight. Good engages earlier on, but we're going to keep our attention on what matters more. Volkers actually taking down members of RQ.
Yep, finding the first one, but RRQ has got decent enough distance between
RRQ
them.
to
Hightail it out of here. Got to fight up against the blue though. Taking damage from the second circle isn't going to hurt them too much, so RRQ not really playing risk gameplay here. Just needs to go for the long rotation round. Unfortunately, R7 might just bump into them, so we'll have to catch up with that action in a little bit.
Second day, man.
Making a lot of noise, but thankfully nobody around them to find the Punisher with the snipes.
Funny enough, there is a UAV hovering on top of them, and we saw a loot drop as well, an airdrop. They are going to be right in the middle of two teams, Dragon Esports, Vision Systems, well, with the three teams, because AGAL are around the corner. As a big in the far horizon, but I think Onyx are also in a very safe spot. If they go down southwards to get to the circle, they are going to eventually run into Pain Gaming, with the exception that I think Pain Gaming, they do have a bit of elevation to work with.
Consistency out of Brazil has been phenomenal thus far. Pain Gaming is one of those top performers. One Booyah in the bag.
Bye,
and they don't look like they're about to slow down. 87 points in total in their pockets.
Flanking by dude flanking
games to pick up
in the
like one of those stragglers, right? Game after game, you see them hitting those high numbers on eliminations.
There's been a few medics for RRQ, 4 revives, counting. So RRQ, they, even though have full squad still in the game, they have been getting picked off left, right, and center. So Pain Gaming making a rotation, Onyx most likely will end up dodging them and having elevation once they get to where Pain Gaming are. There is a choice that Pain Gaming could make, right? Take the zip line down into the down to the next location, close to a vending machine, but far away from the rest of the team.
This next circle is going to be crucial. Teams all spread out. Moving west side thus far. Usually the game does throw us off blade.
कुछ कोई
वही कुटुस प्लेयर के साथ
कुटुस जो प्लेयर है हां अच्छा प्लेयर लगे तो ब्लेड चला मुझे उस जगह में प्लान नहीं
just on the outskirts of Brasilia. Niger finds AGAL as well as Dragon. Vision system in there as well, but I don't know what kind of miracle they can pull off here. They just don't have enough points in the back.
They could play spoilers, right? Like what Alpha did yesterday. The early encounter between RRQ and Lost, where we saw on the feed itself, Lost getting 2 pickoffs in a row. How are they dealing some critical damage to RRQ at this stage of the game? Again, they got the full revive, but at this point we are more than 10 minutes in. Falcons now arrive, and Kiba, he's not even ready for this. He realized the 3 people shot him back behind him. He backstabbed him.
Yeah, poor boy just got revived, had P90 in hand, just 2 glue walls, refused to use it, could have used it. But now Bangladesh, can you go up against one of the most lethal Brazilian squads out there? Glue wall does just all laid out, but Flicker, the flank is not working. Riptide Rhythm breaks down, absolutely nothing is lost. Pulls the long flank around the right hand side, down towards the lower ground. RedHawks very quick trick here as they fake a low
how they see Flicker, he knows what Flicker wants to do. So starts on the wall now to take out that cover, to force Flicker deeper into the battle. They want RedHawks to fight honest, not dirty from long range, and that's where Lost thrives the most. Rigby, Raja, top 3 Russia of Brazil. If they can funnel RedHawks into the combat of Rigby, it will be beneficial for Lost. Unknown got a top ground cover and Lost in an advantageous spot.
Yeah, good job. Taken out of the equation. Great play by Blade. But now here comes the reversal as well. 5 Kutush. Blade down on the ground as well. And RedHawks will falter in the hands of Lost.
Lost came in prepared. That was exactly what they wanted to achieve. In the meantime, even off screens, we see Dude just got knocked by Vision System. Lost paying a price for that. One member being eliminated. Literally ran down and charged right through on fire now, trying to redeem it. Joker actually getting tagged from behind. Limit finding Della as movie star R7 takes the round. Falcon.
Yeah, without Della, the question is how can they play this game of survival? Games kick back in a way. The score cleared out. Tries and a double snipe by Limit will put them in the bag on fire with the support gameplay as well. AGAL making their approach here. And Falcons need to play this careful. Do they play the circle or do they go hunting for the players of AGL? Either way, lies awaiting them inside the next circle.
Falcons with that wipeout freeze up their rotational path, and now they're gonna kind of fast track that. Instantly punish. Andres is the one that spoils the party. And just stay still. My little boys, do not make a move. Wow. Because Vision System are making their presence known. Falcons distracted. Andres but Kororo too late to realize that they made a great mistake. Abai just needs to wait.
I said Vision System needs a miracle. You said Vision System needs to play. Spoilers, they are doing both. 7 eliminations from Vision System. He's to avoid the circle, go right straight into Dragons Esports. We need to catch up with Dragons in a little bit because they are getting a chance to be comfortable here. Loss on the other hand, they don't have the numbers, and RRQ surprisingly out of
that was really funny. Kororo turned around, 360 and saw him and just blew him up. Another fire Vision System now gets lost. Rigby actually getting gunned down. This is not panning out the way that 1 to 10 elimination. The Google goes down. Showing up late, but not too late. Lost is out.
I don't know if it's not too late, but it looks like they are Dragons now looking for Vision System. And they had the vision to score it early, but the solid blue walls erected to trap them in the container. They back away. Vision System though, tossing in those grenades, going to be close. Won't pull up their own blue wall. Avoid the damage.
This is going to be a heck of a confrontation. Obviously, Vision System have more eliminations for Dragons. They need to start catching up. Chip damage being down. Jota actually moving forward, trying to progress. But for Dragons, Esports, no more. They're going to melt in an instant. The bombardment commences. Shakes once more, gets a good snipe, and Dragon Esports trapped in their own building. As Vision System cleans them out. There's an extra 4 points on the target. 13.
Miracle Vision System. And now full recovery for them. Shakes has got the Superman on him. Backs away, but AGA knows exactly what's up. Tossing in all of those glue wall melted, making sure those defenses do not stand erected for long. And you, with the snipe from afar, he's not the guy who gets the connection. It is GY Cypher, the combo, absolutely deadly. And they want more. Flirting with the blue actions makes the wrong decision. But either way, there's no running. AGAL puts an end to it.
AGAL needed a win. Sooner or later, this was also a team that have gone through trials and tribulation on the international stage. A few years ago, duos at the height of his career, finishing, I believe, top 4 in FFWS 2022 in Bangkok, Thailand. And ever since then, he has not been able to return to that prime form, whether it's an individual struggle or a team synergy problem. AGAL right now, they are going to remind everyone they have been contenders all along.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, what a great play from the teams that desperately needed.
আলাদা পাউডার ইউজ করে
আরে ওই দিন দেখলাম ওই যে ডে 1 এ দেখলাম একটা ফুল একটা বাটনের মধ্যে পাউডার আনছে আলাদা
Unbelievable stuff. We have never seen them in that mode. I guess desperation sometimes brings the best out of you.
Not only that, when we finished match number 1, I believe the coach
এখানে থাকবে আর এসকে
everyone around and gave them a pep talk. Maybe that was the boost that Vision System needed to get.
এই না একটা বুয়া আসলে মনে কর ম্যাচের এই মোর গুড়া যাব ভাই
বুয়া কনফিডেন্স আনতালে তো কনফিডেন্স পাওয়া যাবে
ওইটা তো বলছি একটা
মনে করো 10-15 কিলো বুয়া আনতে পারবে পাওয়া যাবে
ওইটাই তো একটা ম্যাচ যদি মনে করো 30 কাছাকাছি নিয়ে আসতে পারে হ্যাঁ গাইস দেখি তখন লাইভ ওয়াচিং করতে যাবো জানোস বাংলাদেশের যে ফ্রি ফায়ারের যে অফিশিয়াল যেটা ওরা যে ওয়াচিং 100 কে পার আসবে যদি একটা বুয়া টান দেয়
মেবি গ্যাঞ্জাম এমন আরেকটু হইব কেমন লাগে খালি গ্যাঞ্জাম
আবার কি কোনটাতে গান
GARENA অফিসিয়াল বাংলাদেশের ফুটবল 73 তে চলছে
two big teams, Los and Burira, who are also
No, I
leading
mean,
standings.
and
I would like to know, how are you guys feeling right now?
Oke, tentunya di sini kalian berhasil mendapatkan buyah di map pertama dan juga kalian berhasil nge-wipe dua tim yang teratas nih Pak di saat ini.
একটা ম্যাচ একটু ভালো লাগলি আজো ভাই
দেখ কি হয় আছে তো
কোচে তো মনে হয় ম্যাচের মাঝখানে কোনো কথা কইতে পারবো না না টিমের সাথে
না 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 এটা দাও নাই সামনে দাঁড়ায় থাকতে পারবো কিন্তু কোনো স্টেপ দিতে পারবো না
আদে ইশারা দিতে পারবো
দাঁড়ায় তো মনে থাকতে পারবো না ওরা দি ওই যে ম্যাচের পরে আসে
না 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 দাঁড়ায় থাকে সামনে দাঁড়ায় থাকে
Oke, tentunya di sini juga merupakan hari terakhir dari knockout stage. Kita pengen tahu gimana apa sih
বাংলাদেশি দর্শক আছে ভাই
আছে তো আরে বাংলাদেশে কত পোলাপান ওই জায়গায় আছে না ওরা গেছে
সৌদি
প্রথমে যে ফাইটটা হলো ওই জায়গায় চেয়ার আপ করতেছিল বাংলাদেশের পোলাপানি তো দেখছ না
না আমি প্রথম ম্যাচটা খেয়াল করি নাই তো মনে করে বাংলাদেশের পোলাপান রবাল আছে যে
ফাইট করে আরে মিলে যে ফাইট করে এখানে
আরে বাংলাদেশে সবই যায় এমন জায়গায় সরি ভাই সরি
For us to finish the interview, I would like just have one more question. Is there any specific team that you would not like to advance for the next stage for the grand finals?
কিরে তোর অ্যাডমিন দিছিল কেডব্লিউপি তে আবু বল তাইলে বলবো লাগা মোড নাই কে দিছ বল সরি বল তাইলে বলি বেঈমানটা কি ধরাই দে কলে আয় আর বন্ধু আলবি ইয়ারে কইতা রোজ কলে গালি দিব না আয় বন্ধু
বাবরের কাহিনী এখনো শেষ হয় নাই
ওটা দেখলাম তো শেষ বলাবে না গাইলে শেষ করে দিল তো এখন আবার কি
কোন বাবু একটা তো বাবু
এলোয়ার বাবু
ওর ওয়াসি বলে গালি দেয়
জয় গালি দেয়
Well, the atmosphere is very scary. You see pictures here. What is those sounds? Okay, pictures.
কি বাবর কি কোন বাবরের কথা বললা সাপিয়া ভাই ইমরান ভাই
আরে ফাদ বাবর
I feel so scared and
মানুষ নয়
ফান হাসান বাবু আরে এই ভাই আমার 10টা আমাদের 10টা যদি এক জায়গায় করা যায় আর একটাও একা
এটা কেডা
তুই চিনবি না এমনি চিনবি না তো নামই চিনতে পারছ না তোর আর কেমনে এক্সপ্লেইন করব
আমি কি করে ভাই
নাম কি ইভান ওর কত কি করে ও গেম খেলে ভাই আর কেমনে তোর কেমনে কমু আমি কত কি রে ভাই এসব বুট মত আসে করতে কে
দুর্জয় কি লাইভ অফ তো চালাইছে
না
জানি না
9টায় অফ করব 9টায় আমাদের খেলা আছে
9টার আগে
এই মেসি কালারি ম্যাচটাই দেখব
কালারি ম্যাচ পরে আরেকটা ম্যাচ দেখতে পারমু মনে হয়
দেখা যাক
কেন তোমরা কি ট্যুর আছে
9টা ট্যুর আছে ফাইনালস
เป็นผู้เล่นที่แบบแข่งกันนานๆเลยครับสอนแบบว่าตั้งแต่ตอนเข้ามาแรกๆนะครับ
เพราะทุกคนมันเป็นคนที่แบบประสบความสำเร็จมาแล้วมีประสบการณ์มีอะไรแบบผมเข้ามาทีมนี้ครั้งแรกก็ไม่ได้มีอะไรเป็นแชมป์หรืออะไรเลยครับแต่พอเข้ามาทีมนี้ก็พี่เขาได้สอนหลายอย่างให้ก็แบบทำให้ผมเป็นผมทุกวันนี้ครับ
You gotta really give it to this team. Buridam United just going super.
Very
explosive.
A rusher with a plan, a warrior who thinks. This is Wasana, Buriram's quiet strategist.
Now it's gonna be Buridam trying to finish off everything, and one more shot. Booyah!
ก็ผม
Booyah
ทุกผมหวังแชมป์มันอยู่แล้วครับแต่ก็จะทำให้เต็มที่
Mas angkaram isi.
Angkaram isi slot check non tackling box acha.
ในหน้าคิดอย่างเดียวเลยว่าแบบว่าใครจะแบบเหนือกว่าก็คือ
আর বাংলাদেশিরা কয় বুম বুম বুইয়া
Alvi ki or Durjoy. Hello. Imran.
Go.
Pak Kya hai.
คนที่เป็น
ไม่ชิดดิหรอชิดดิ
Live with Alvi Durjoy. Alvi nam take ek screenshot banai de ami Alvi. Alvi take ek screenshot banai Wasim nam diye. Ekhon Wasim er usme gaiye or Alvi.
Tuh Chám here.
Tuh ini ki chole.
দেখেন আমার ফোন ইউটিউবার এমনি কথা কইছে
AGAL lock in our second booyah of the day, and things are really starting to heat up because the bottom of the bracket are hungry. We have gotten booyahs from teams that are currently sitting outside of that threshold of top 12, and they know they need those points. So all of a sudden, we're getting a very interesting match day where it's not a battle between the Titans at the top, it's a battle of all of the Davids at the bottom.
And this is one thing that we keep saying, and I think I mentioned it from the start of our competition, that treat your every day as if it is the last day, as if you are being eliminated. And I guess that's what's happening right now. Like high risk, high reward, and this is one thing that those at the bottom six are doing right now. And if in case they miss, then the fact that they might be eliminated.
Well, we also can still keep looking at Falcons like doing great eliminations, but something that I want to add is that Burira it's not really doing that good. I think they are not kind of prepared about like early fights, you know. They know how to do rotations and this type of things, but I feel that they weren't prepared at all to meet Onyx at that point.
Yeah, I mean, we really haven't seen Burira, aside from that first booyah that they got yesterday, they haven't really been a major player in the competition. But again, right? It almost feels like Burira, they're just slowly trying to peel off that target from their back. They're saying, okay, this is we are not to anybody, we are harmless. Please leave us alone when we get to the final stage. But Burira fans, I don't think I'd be concerned either because, I mean, Neptune, I mean, you have the numbers in front of you. Burira are kind of safe, right? I don't think they are at any risk of falling out of top 12.
Yeah, they are safe and they have potential to be able to bring that number. So I think it's just a play not to be in a spotlight of like other players and the teams that will be going into Push and Grand Finals. But I also want to put a spotlight in certain teams like AGAL as well as Vision System. They were at the bottom of our leaderboard and they were at the top as well as the second place in that game. We also see Dragon Esports survivability at its finest. This is one thing that we want to see from those of the underdogs, and I guess they're working in for the placements before they go for elimination because it was slow in terms of elimination, but they managed to survive a little bit longer.
I'm so glad you brought up Dragons because they have actually been quite consistent today. Although we've only played 2 games, they were the third last team to be eliminated in our first 2 games. So Dragons, I mean, it seems if they keep this up, they have a very good chance of making it to the next stage. But I do want to sort of make a bit of a statement, right? The fact that all the points now are going to the teams towards the bottom of the bracket, this actually destabilizes the bottom section of the top 12 because we're not going to the top because the teams that are in top 12, let's say 12 until 9, you want the points to go to the very top because that means the points are not going towards the bottom teams, but that is not happening. It's the opposite. All the bottom teams are getting it. So now all of a sudden, teams at the bottom are getting scared. So what do you end up doing here as a team that is potentially going to get knocked out of that? Do you now suddenly have to be the ones to make
কেন যে মিলে যে ওভার ফাইট হলো আজকে বের করে ফেললো
it depends on your play style, but most of the teams they just have to lay low, go for survivability first, go for the placement first, and then along the way they can get elimination, and that's where they stack up the numbers. Because if you risk so much in terms of playing against a team, getting a lot of elimination, we've seen that a lot happening, and it is just disappointing if in case you lose a
It would be. Now here are the overall rankings, ladies and gentlemen, the updated overall rankings. So we're still quite early in the day. Now, of course, we are still seeing a lot of teams from Group B very high up on that leaderboard, but as we continue to play and more points are distributed between Groups A and C, we will start to see a more finalized list of our top 12. Now, Neptune, all the men and numbers, I love to ask you this kind of stuff, okay? Who is looking safe here? We said yesterday that there was a safe threshold, which was, I think, 130 points, wasn't it? So just looking at the leaderboard now, who do you feel is pretty safe? Like, where do you think is the safe cross line?
So I guess at this point, for the moment, it is in a gaming spot because currently, like they are 100 points already, and I don't think they will be short of the 30 by the remaining 4 matches. So there's still a lot more that they can do. So hopefully they will be able to chase that number.
All right, we are getting ready for our next matchup, folks. But before that, though, we do have our SMB head-to-head with Gideon. Let's head on over to the main stage. What's up, Gideon?
Hello everyone and welcome to the SNB head-to-head at the Free Fire EWC World Cup Arena, and this is exciting because with us right now we have the Falcons fans loud and proud over on that side. We have the teams rallying for each other and we have to do our jobs. Right now I am glazing DRG. They're doing incredible. It is halfway, almost halfway through day number 1 right now, and they are just ruining so many hopes and dreams of so many big teams.
I mean, you say ruining the hopes and dreams if we're talking about a team who came all the way to Riyadh. Can we give it up for some of the RedHawks fans?
RedHawks fan.
To show some support wherever you're from Bangladesh. Give them your energy today because this is the most important round. They're going to be looking to get as many points as possible, and based on what we've seen, slow start, but they can do even better. And with these fans in the arena, they can only do the best. Let's throw it off to our casters. It's map number 3. We're going to catch you right after this.
Map numero 3. It's time to head into map number 3. Here we go. Dragons Esports, RedHawks fans flew into Riyadh just to watch them play. But this could be the breaking point, especially for the RedHawks. But just now we saw a scary sight, AJ. We saw that Hotshot is already down in the 11th spot. Dragon Esports have a good chance of making it if their run continues.
I honestly thought you were going to say that money, but okay. I know exactly where you're coming from. This is danger zone for sure. And obviously, we have to say goodbye to Alpha 34. We already knew that they stood no chance, but a hot shot's getting pushed down lower and lower. Pakistan can't do anything about that as well. Out of Group B, not a single booyah on their side, 87 points. The bar to exceed is pretty low, but the question still remains, can the teams actually oust Luxo from their number 6 spot with 106 points in hand? They look pretty solid up there.
Yeah, they do. I think right now, if you are looking at just the standings alone, right? I feel like Dragon Esports, they should be very, very proud of what they achieved. I think the fans from Canada should be very proud of this debut on an international tournament at EWC of all things. I would not be able to handle the nerves, but here they are, 2 positions away to make it into top
Bhai,
4.
Messi
The
का
only
वाला
thing
खेल
that
लेगा।
from the point onwards is to maintain.
Yeah, I mean, RedHawks obviously need to hustle quite a little bit before they can stand a good chance to sneak into top
বললাম
12.
অ্যাসিস্ট্যান্ট হয় না কেন কতক্ষণ লাগে
Four more games on standby here. There's a lot that could happen. We just saw a miracle in front of us. Vision system out of nowhere pulling off a massive game, and that's exactly what RedHawks need to aim for. The safe plays are not going to cut it anymore. They are on the chopping block. If they don't go crazy, if they don't get aggressive looking for these important points, they are not going to stand a chance. Playing safe and just sneaking into the final circle is not going to cut it as a strategy for RedHawks anymore. That could have been a strategy from the very start of the competition, but too many of those opportunities have let go already, and they're not the only ones in trouble. Virtus Pro, did you ever imagine a day that we would see them at the bottom 6?
I think for they really need to buck up, right? They got 4 more rounds. There's still opportunities, but cannot make any more mistakes from this point onwards. But before we jump into Kalahari for map number 3, we actually talk to Pain Gaming, so let's listen to what they have to say.
Hi everyone, it's Yunso and welcome to my interview with the Pain Gaming. So into our first questions, how do you guys feel after have taken a rest from the game and today coming with the group A and Group C with very top performance teams? Then how do you feel right now?
Como vocês se sentem depois de ter esse dia de folga e agora jogar novamente com o próximo grupo?
É bem tranquilo, porque a gente já jogou o primeiro dia já. A gente já tem uma noção do que fazer no terceiro dia, porque é muito bom jogar o último dia para sempre ter uma vantagem de pontos.
He said that they are confident and they are okay with that, and playing the third day, the last day, is always good because they know they saw all the other teams and everything, so they are fine with that.
Good, that is a great spirit that I love to hear. So what about loss? How do they feel about losses? Yesterday loss was very high.
Ela perguntou como vocês se sentem agora com a luz, né, que foi muito bem ontem e tudo mais. Como tá pra vocês esse sentimento?
Bom, é sempre muito bom times brasileiros desempenhando bem e, querendo ou não, nossa meta é ser o melhor time brasileiro e ser o melhor time da competição e ter essa disputa saudável com eles, né? Tentar passar eles hoje.
He said that for us, the Brazilian team going well, we are so happy for them, but we want to be the best team on Brazil and win the championship. So they are happy for them, but we'll beat them today.
I understand. So last questions to end our story here. What are you guys expecting the most for today's games?
O que vocês esperam de hoje, dos jogos de hoje e tudo mais?
A gente espera um jogo mais agressivo, um jogo também que a gente tá visando tirar algumas equipes para a final. E é isso. É um jogo mais agressivo que a gente precisa buscar fazer pelo menos aqueles 30 pontos. Tá um jogo mais calmo para nossa equipe e algumas equipes precisam pontuar, principalmente a equipe da Ásia.
Our coach says that we need to be more aggressive today, and we need to make at least 30 points. So we are looking for this aggressive game today, and we know that some teams need to make some points too, and we are here to beat them.
All right, I think it's enough for today, and of course, today's game is going to be the last day of a knockout stage, so everything is going to be very intense because we only have 12 slots to go into the finals. Let's keep support for our team, of course, support the best Brazilian fans, support for your favorite team. Here I have with Pain Gaming. Good luck to you guys all today. Fighting!
একটা বইয়ে আসলে পড়াশোনার যে কনফিডেন্সটা পাইবো ভাই
West to the opponents to keep their spot here in the top 12 at this point of time. They've got 101 points in the bag. That should be good enough, but I'm very sure they want a few more.
Yeah, I like how the coach was managing expectations. I want them to get 30 points. Yeah, come on, you can get 30 points in one game. And fun fact, Pain Gaming actually in the community tournaments, right after the FFWS Brazil in the earlier season, they actually took out teams like Los and Fluxo.
Oh yeah.
So there is a storyline right now that we are getting closer to its conclusion, where there's a universe. We make it to Point Rush. If Fluxo doesn't make it, it means that the other two teams that have bested them and put them second will be there. Pain and loss. Can you believe it?
I most definitely can believe it. Anything is possible here on the world stage. Anything is possible at the Esports World Cup. And here you go. The teams in danger. 6 of them. RedHawks, one of them. They need a miracle for sure. Vision System just showed us what sort of a miracle they are capable of. And obviously, we want to see a little bit more from the Chilean squad. AGAL though, at foundation. And very early gunshots here. Not so sure exactly who's aiming for their heads, but they should be pretty safe. I believe we saw a player from the side of RRQ quickly sneak away from foundation. Very sneaky from RRQ, trying to take over 2 compounds at the same time.
Yeah, it was Abai. He fired a couple of shots and he's like, okay, I'm gonna go back to where my team likes the most, which is Refinery, and that has always been the headquarters of RRQ. Goes actually out in the open, finds an airdrop. Bit of a lady love to say, fortune smiles upon the bold. Pain Gaming so far have really been tearing it up.
Well, this next circle should give us a rough idea as to how the movements of the squads will go. Circle 1 still pretty balanced in the middle, just moving down south side a tad bit more.
RedHawks,
the read is pretty accurate from a lot of these squads, but RedHawks getting into a little bit of a tussle here. A command post, not the best of things to happen to a squad that needs a miracle in terms of points, and Nejad could not get away. Crime dropping down like a god of death with the M590 delivers exactly that.
I feel like RedHawks make the wrong read. I guess command post is an Onyx place to be at. They made the rotation straight in. And now Onyx are going to chase down as much RedHawk members as they can. Kutus will be the first point of contact. Ducks away to the sub. There is a chance for them to lead Onyx into Pain Gaming, but if you are RedHawks, you cannot be in a position where you are just running for your life. In this case, they don't really have a choice. Kutus puts up the blue wall, but it's only a matter of time before Noki blasts through that. And Kutus, who just has the life, doesn't have the health bar to do so. 3 points for Onyx.
Had the right gun, just did not have the right timing there. That plasma gun had enough bullets in the mag to continue spraying on for days. Just didn't help the assault rifles are now doing more damage to those glue walls. Glue wall melters are very useful, but the assault rifles will bring them down in no time as well.
Zyro actually making a rotation down to the southeastern side and run straight into BRU. So that's going to be some information given over to the team. Instant revive for Onyx. Nothing much was lost in the process. Zyro opts to drop back to command post, even using the binoculars. As we turn our attention to Mammoth, that's where escape through. They will be Pain Gaming as Movie Star R7 takes on Falcons.
Great recovery here for RedHawks. The double revive keep them in play. R7, no Riptide, Rhythm's gonna block him. The Chrono popped instantaneously. Doesn't take any damage whatsoever on fire. Backs away to the rest of his team members as Della is found, Peter, with the aggression on fire. Misses by a single second. Circles around, finds another window, calls for backup into Roro as well. We on play, but it's not enough. On fire, the squad in play. On the drop, the M590. And the pickup is not too troublesome at all. Falcons making quick work of Movistar.
Yeah. Game King tried, he really did. Joker was able to way to confinement. There is a vending machine there. They should have been poised to get a revive going. AGAL not doing that well. Cypher and Barrows removed from the equation. Lost down on that nade actually. A bit of a ricochet. Dew able to jump away. Can they pluck him out of the skies? Dew is going to land, but General and Haone is on the case. Trying to go for a swim. That first one is going to miss. Dew makes it to dry land, but Los continues to pursue it.
Good double glue ball and Dew sends the response. He's got the M82B. Riptide Rhythm breaks down the defense. One more shot on Quiet and Dew missing the final opportunity. Haone stepping on out. Taking on 2 players at the same time, but not enough glue walls to keep it safe for long. Dew finally is sacrificed, but bought the squad enough time so the rest of them could get away.
Saved by a tree, General. Ducking behind nature to keep himself in the running. Deal going down. Puts AJL at once more another precarious position. Sure, the revives come true, but they've lost big weaponry. Vision System, second place finisher in the previous round, now finds themselves head to head with Dragons Esports. The two teams that both get in Tash mentioned early on in the head to head.
Dragons not too far away from the top 12. But once again, the teams that they're going up against here in the bottom 6 are mostly from Groups A and C who are in play today. Alpha 34, the one squad that can't do much about their position, hot shots as well. So 2 spots guaranteed. In order to make more, they need to push Fluxo out of the leaderboard here as well, and that is most definitely going to take a massive amount of points. Vision System, I wonder if this miracle play can continue for them though.
It's looking more and more possible for sure.
Yeah.
But the consequences of that would be pushing up Fluxo means that Hotshot is guaranteed to not qualify.
Oh yeah.
Because they are the next on the list, they're next on the chopping block.
I think it's pretty much guaranteed already. Hotshots are not going to be making a 2-point rush. They just way too close to the bottom of the leaderboard, and the rest of the teams don't really need all that too much. For example, Dragons, they only need about 20 points.
20 points,
yeah.
20 points.
That's not a lot. I mean, Dragons in the previous game, massive stuff, getting to the final circle, 6 eliminations. It's going to be more than good enough for them. They just need to do that. And they've got 4 chances to do so, right? So I'm hoping EMEA gets a shot here at Point Rush. Doesn't matter what they pull away from the Grand Finals. Seeing them there at Point Rush and Grand Finals itself is going to be absolutely fantastic.
Gives them a chance to win the whole thing with the champion rush format. We've seen that happen firsthand with Onyx.
Yeah.
They get anything from Onyx, they definitely are doing slightly better than they did in their first day of match. But I think it's also fair to say that if Dragons make it through, this is going to be the first time in a grand final setting we have someone from a less mentioned region.
Yeah.
That would be historical.
Absolutely. I mean, they are pretty much the favorites at this point of time for many of them in Saudi Arabia. Can you imagine after this competition, Dragons Esports finds themselves a little bit of a bigger sponsor, maybe one that has got a hub here at the Boulevard itself?
We've seen Twisted Minds pick up the roster of the current Virtus Pro last year, right? Not the greatest run, but it is a possibility.
Falcons may be taken already by the squad that we see in front of us, but Twisted Minds still waiting for a team to be worthy so they can pick one through the walk it away. Movistar R7 in a lot of trouble. Limit. BSS in hand, got the rate of fire. And switches out to the M590 just to charge in. What a riptide with the courtesy of Limit. Going 2 for 2 there.
2 for 0. So much commitment from the side of Movistar R7. You can't blame them. They needed to stay in the round and they know that they have to play extraction. So that revive early on is going to carry on the legacy of R7 in the field. But for Team Falcons, they've definitely found their mojo. 7 eliminations and counting. And confinement, plenty of time to loot things up. The blue is closing in, but it doesn't really affect Falcons too much just yet.
Limit is super rich at this point of time. 2,900 coins in his pocket. Falcons coin rich in case anything does go south for the squad. Finding a recovery isn't going to be that big of a problem, but finding a recovery on a map like Kalahari is going to be a massive issue. So Falcons need to stop flirting around outside the safe zone and make it into the circle. But when they get to Bayfront, they should bump into R7 once again. RRQ, on the other hand, is sneaking around, just making good use of the lower ground. And this is a smart play from RRQ. They're anticipating for the circle to land somewhere around here, and the final circle to get to the spot where RRQ is at. The possibility is extremely high.
And I do wonder what is going to be RQ's next move. We saw a couple of dynamics. RQ got scanned out, RedHawks got scanned out, and now the third one on the map that we're seeing. Dragons Esports on Onyx just flew in. GAL though will be using Onyx and playing gaming against them, and sadly Barrow didn't really get a chance to fight back. He tried to be the hero earlier, and this time he will just be a past memory. Gaming finding 2 easy pickoffs. GAL, I feel like we're in the storyline before. He picks himself back up, but dude, who's on the portal tries to go for the buffer, couldn't make it to in time. He really tried, but he just could not escape on Topia.
Yeah, no glue wall there to make a miraculous play happen for himself. Again, but unfortunate. Had the horizon line in hand, you were about to see a miracle play courtesy of you. One of the best drivers in the past, just hasn't been hitting those sharp shots recently.
Path for rotation for Pain. They are pretty deep out into the circle. And then scan for the Dinoculus early on. Feels where RedHawks is. I feel like I could say it could be from Pain, because that's the most direct path into the circle. If you try to circle around the northern side, then cross Refinery, it's going to take too long with the Sirens Larry.
Surely on the move, looking for Russia's #1 spot in terms of being the deadliest guy out there on the battlefield. Far away from getting there. Vision system from top. Onto Joker. That's not going to be enough to stop the pace of this one. For the time being, nobody else has got the elevation to deal with Vision system. Jumps later. Vision system's going to be a lot of trouble. For the time being, the circle looks for them. Great positioning from the squad.
Biggest winner right now on the map is actually Lost. They are contested coming in from the northern side. And they can get free entry if they want. Yeah. For the rest of the team, it's about to get incredibly bloody. We are almost 12 minutes in, and we still have 11 full squad. And to fight at the eastern side of the refinery, a couple of structures, high-rise structures, but plenty of open ground.
They also spotted Lost using the binoculars, managing to scan out 4 players on the side of R7, so they do know that if they make a straight beeline for the safe zone here, they're going to be in a little bit of trouble. But all thanks to the elevation that Kalahari presents, they play the game advantage. They maintain cover as they approach the other squads. Buriram on the other hand, one might expect them to break a leg when they fall, but once again, thanks to the hook, which is pretty much cheap and available for everyone. Not allowing Neja to get away. Boonjay chipping in as well. Wasana fighting explosive. Virtus Pro back away, Buriram says.
And this is just, again, showing us how experienced BRU players are. That decision to take fire was so quick and decisive. And Moshi landing those initial shots, that is what's going to make a difference in these crucial moments. BRU now rotates forward. They make a bit of detour towards the western side of the map, trying to cut through from that compound, from that area, and it will put them in the crosshairs of Pain Gaming and RRQ.
Buriram has not been dangerous in a while, waiting for the prime time to strike, and I wonder when that would be. Onyx, the only team eliminated thus far, and RedHawks are very close to the exact same fate. Wasana, ball going down, Pain Gaming delivering the hurt. Motovia with the sharp shots from across. Get High desperately hanging on. Has got the M79. Needs another grenade to run the chances of Peter here.
Yeah, Jonah is going to try to help, but Get High through Jonah. And BRU once more collapsing in the hands of Pain Gaming, as they pay the price of 2 members, but at least they're still in it to win it.
Unbelievable stuff. Buriram in the 9th spot. There's a high probability they get eliminated if they keep up this slow pacing for themselves. If we don't see an aggressive version of Buriram, they are probably not going to be at point. Look at Lost circling on in. Falcons dropped right when
caught completely unaware and given a shallow burial by Lost. The Brazilian champions once more showing us the aggressiveness. Before the show even started, we saw Lost talking about their playstyle.
Yeah.
We see, we shoot, we take down, we eliminate, and we win. And that is how they won the domestic championship. Finished 4th last year on the stage, 3 out of 4 of them. And right now, they're about to make that point once more. Motovia fighting Ma'al from up top, VSE with the steal.
Unbelievable stuff out of the Brazilian squads this time round. They all want blood, and they find those points behind those shots. Movistar R7 in a decent spot, dudes. Wants revenge. Falls back by the circle. Can't go in there for the extra point. will focus on their own place with Fest. Lost on the other hand with a quick reposition, and this is absolutely smooth from the squad. Pain Gaming on the other hand loses Morovia and gets taken out in seconds.
And Lost puts themselves in the circle too. They have VP and Dragon Esports to do it, but as long as they take care of teams like Movies and R7, they can stand there for Dragon Esports are also preoccupied. Like shooting free target. Welcome to the firing range of Dragons Esports. VSE and RQ have a tough time dealing with this team. The lead is lost in their 15 point and counting.
Again, you see Dragons Esports in the top 3, making the top 2, going up against the top dogs of Brazil. Dragons Esports, I don't care, even if you walk away with the victory.
Aone with the
down
grenade.
on the ground, Aone is going to finish this off all with the grenade launcher.
Seafox does get a trade onto Rigby, but again, unique combination ends up going down. Lost at 16, 17. Rampage for Aone, 7 others. Very impressive for yesterday. He takes that fight straight to loss to gamble, but it did not pay off. The dice was rolled, but it was lost. It comes out on top. Boom! Once more, 3 for loss.
3 for loss, and the boys have found dominance up on top, and Raone has found that #1 predator spot, kicking Russia into the second position with his aggression. Grenade